Just me.
That's why I'm here.
the moment.
All right.
Woo! Just
Woo!
you, even though you hate me.
Let's try this again.
Let's try this again. You ever?
It's also muted.
Oh shit! Oh,
Great day. It's a great day.
Great day in the morning. Yeti microphone. Okay.
So this is the Milagro show now.
It's
Yes,
a Milagros show. It's always it has always actually been the Milagros show. You guys just didn't know. I bring all of you in here, and I design the entire story around Milagros and how you guys can best support her.
I mean,
Nice.
I'm fine with it. Vera's not, but like
Vera's not.
Like, Vera's not. You're just gonna have to find a good balance.
Whew, I am so sorry. That was really wild. So hi everybody. Welcome back to Dinner and a Game, where we call these little snafus features. We got that from Obliviously Adventurous, our partners on our Wednesday night show, but they're not here tonight. Tonight, it is about Emerald Sanctums and the amazing people you see in front of you who are here to entertain you with their terror, their fear, and the madness that will ensue. Speaking of terror, fear, and madness, Sphinx, how was your week?
Oh, man. All on me for the terror, the fear, and the madness.
And
there was,
triple threat.
I can say that there was definitely a little bit of all of the above.
I say you were talking about how you had a similar week to mine, so I was like, then you know.
Yeah. Between work and my dog getting ridiculously sick, she's fine. She's better now. She's so much better now. And having to spend like 8 hours at the vet on Friday, which I would not recommend ever. Our veterinary healthcare system is crap. No offense to anyone who works in the system. I know you're doing as best as you can, but holy shit, did this pandemic but yes, otherwise I'm fine. Fine. There's the Warren bossing say.
It's fine. Everything's fine. We're all fine
right now. I have never felt safer in this moment. Blair, I just totally believe you.
Yeah.
So, all right. So this week we are going to be diving into Emerald Sanctums, which is our World of Darkness open world game, which basically means that we have allowed anyone to play anything that is legal in World of Darkness 2nd edition, and we're playing with the 20th anniversary edition rules, which means that we're using the modified mechanics and stuff like that from 20th edition. Sphinx, who are you playing tonight?
Tonight I will be playing Emrys Mallet Grant, an Order of Hermes mage, who owns a bookshop / tea house in the middle of the Wallingford neighborhood in Seattle.
All right. And after Sphinx, in our batting order for the evening, we have the incredible and absolutely center of the world, Milagros. Milagros, how are you doing this week?
I'm doing okay. It is midterms for me. So I had a presentation today. I have a paper due. I have a short story due. But I don't have any exams because I'm an English major, so my friends can perish.
My friends can perish.
I have a few friends who chose to be business minors, and they have to take, like, economics and statistics and all that stuff. And they're like, oh, I have math tests. And I'm like, this is gay art school. You did this to yourself. But I'm doing pretty okay because I have no exams. And I'm really inspired in terms of writing and working on my own projects. I finally have a professor who does not hate genre fiction and does not hate workshopping stuff that's part of larger projects. And since almost everyone, including myself, want to work on like novel-length stuff in series, it's very hard to work on your actual like publishable work in school, which I think is pretty impractical. So I got the green light from her to turn in the beginning of a novel for my final project and a short story to workshop in class that is part of a larger project. So I'm super excited for that, and might actually start posting snippets and excerpts online because that is something I want to publish.
Nice. Are you going to start doing NaNoWriMo? Is that going to be part of your NaNoWriMo?
Yep. because I hate myself. This would be my 7th year. I have won every single year, and I really want to
knock it out. Gonna knock it out.
I really want to win 10 years in a row. So even though I am a senior in college and I'm doing this, I am going to do Nano, because
Forever.
why not?
So first off,
We
Kitty
should
and
be nano buddies.
Kitty and Krim, thank you so much for the hydrate. We will take care of that right now. Everyone drink
You're
up.
welcome. You're welcome.
Oh,
That's
that was
me.
you? Oh, sorry.
That was me.
I didn't know that was your handle on well, now I know.
That's my Twitch handle, yeah.
Well, now I know, so now I don't have to hold back, because technically you're staff.
Oh.
And thank you very much for the follow from, I forgot already. I'm a bad person.
Grim.
Grim,
Raven?
yeah, Grim Raven 29. Thank you very much for the follow. Really appreciate that as well. And also this evening on our batting, we have Mr. Jonathan. Jonathan, you're one of our people who are here just for the fun of it, because you are not a social media influencer in any way, shape, or form. You like your privacy, and we're not even sure Jonathan's your actual name, but we're going to go with it. Jonathan is an old school dagger. His name I think is Jonathan. He never showed me his ID, but I've known him for a long time. And he's gamed with me forever, and he's been a part of DAG. He was back in our old days when we were a podcast. Thank you, Jonathan, for being with us tonight. How have you been?
I've been pretty good. I mean, just surviving.
Which in the chaos that is now is all we can hope for, and we're thankful that you are surviving. Who are you playing tonight, sir?
I am playing Mark, who is a werecat, specifically a were-lion, who is also got a fey seeming, but is not a changeling. So he is related to the fairies in some manner or form that he's not completely aware of. And he's a were-shifter, so... And the proud owner of one very comfortable chair in a bookstore that's by the bay window.
Oh, here we go.
Speaking of by the bay window, Milagros, who are you playing again?
I am playing Pandora Sideris, a Black Fury werewolf, who is the rightful occupant of that chair, and puts it in its proper place in the corner where it's safe and away from everyone.
Technically, Emrys is the owner.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
I said occupant. I didn't say owner. It's
occupant. Got it.
Be my chair. I will buy a chair at some point and put it there. Would embroider my fucking name on it.
So there might be a slight problem with furniture and logistics, but we'll work it out.
That's the whole thing.
Will we?
I think so.
I'm not sure we will.
But speaking of whole things, Em,
Yes.
how are you?
I'm doing fantastic.
And how's your week been?
Pretty chill for the most part. Pretty nice, relaxed, nothing crazy has happened really, which is nice.
Okay, so now I know who to be pissed off at and take all my wrath on, because you had a nice chill week and the rest of us did not. So
Yeah, I mean, I had a really awesome D&D session yesterday, so it's been kind of good.
Cool. I fought for my life. Anyway. Em, who are you playing tonight?
I am playing Lady Rosaline. She is a she, who owns a kind of an art studio and coffee shop in the area that we're in the sewers of right now. She is not happy that she has to go into the sewers. She's not happy about that. She wants to go home. Actually, we're probably going to end up drinking at her shop after all this is over.
Barring that she's alive.
Yeah, if I don't die. we all know how my rolls went last week.
And she just got here too. We all just got here.
And finally, we have Ivy. Thank you for being with us tonight, Ivy. How have you been?
I'm good. I also had a fun D&D sessions yesterday, so I'm fine.
Anyone's heads get torn off and put on a belt?
Not yet.
Not yet.
Not this one.
Excellent. Yeah. So, Ivy, who are you playing tonight?
Yeah, I'm playing Vera Rola. She's a La Sombra vampire. She is an ex-nun, currently wielding a 10-pound revolver and cannon.
I think you should name it.
Oh, she will at some point, I'm sure. Yeah, so I'm playing my lovely ex-nun vampire, who I love very much.
Excellent. So, tonight we are playing White Wolf, which is a D10 system, dice pool system, and we are making these with characters that everyone created during our session 0. Our session 0, we also went through the entire process of establishing ground rules, establishing consent, setting everyone's boundaries. We don't technically use the X card system, but we do have a chat opened up just for the players, and if anyone has at any point, if we come across anything that's troubling, disturbing, or anything like that, the players just have to message me, and it pops up on my screen, and I find out, and we'll end any scenes or sessions that get out of hand. We will end immediately with no questions asked. So if things abruptly change direction, don't worry about it. It's all under control. I did not have a stroke. I know I'm old. I know I'm old, but I guarantee you I didn't have a stroke, okay?
In the event of it is a stroke, what are we supposed to do?
Yeah, what's the protocol, dude? They didn't cover that in RA
Poke
training.
me with a stick and see if it goes away.
Okay,
So what we're saying
cool.
is we yell for your wife. That's what I'm
Yeah.
hearing.
Cool, got it.
DMs,
Thank
yeah.
you.
Oh, now everyone's concerned about whether they're going to have a stroke or not. I must look really great.
You look amazing.
I think it's more the
Thank
fact
you.
that you're like, you brought up a problem that none of us thought of, and
Yeah.
you just took us all there.
Yeah, like now it's here.
I'm
It's-
sorry.
You know, it's like if you go home to visit your family, and they're like, "Oh, don't worry, Grandpa's not dead yet."
But he's
Oh
just
my
really,
God.
really old. He's really old.
Yeah.
Grandpa's really old. All right, so quick things, maintenance type situations, whatever you want to call them. Tonight we have a couple of different things going on that are going to be happening as part of the show and part of dinner and the game itself. Number one, on TikTok right now, we are running a contest. I am trying to get us to 1,000. We are at like almost 800, so only 200 more to go. And we have a contest going on for this. When we hit 1,000 followers on TikTok, we will be giving away this the complete Wizard's Tower, which has the staircases inside of it. It's got 4 levels, including the top, and it breaks down. It actually comes apart. It's modular, so you can store it in a shoebox. And it is 3 stories tall. It's 10 inches, 9.5 inches wide at the base. It's almost 12 inches tall at the top of the crenellation. And we will be giving this away when we hit 1,000 followers on TikTok. So please go to TikTok, give us a follow, give us some love, and that way we can get to 1,000 followers, and I can go live and annoy even more people in a different place, and that will be fun for me. So I'm just trying to entertain myself. But please do us a favor and do that. Also, tonight, if you follow us, here on Twitch, we are giving away at 1,000 followers on Twitch this boxed set. Now, this is the D&D 5e core box set, which has a player's guide, the monstrous manual, and the DMG, plus a DM screen in that amazing slipcase, which is absolutely gorgeous. It's heavy, so I decided to stop carrying it over here and just wanted to pick up a picture. But anyway, when we hit 1,000 followers on Twitch, we'll be giving that away to 1 follower on Twitch. You need to do nothing more than hit the follow button. That is it. You'll automatically be entered to win once we hit that 1,000 follower mark, and we are at about 600 right now, so we're about 400 away from that. Remember, share the stream out. Let people know we're doing the contest. All they have to do is follow. It's real simple and real easy, and the sooner we hit the 1,000, the sooner this goes out to one lucky winner. We're also doing the same thing on YouTube. We are looking at building our YouTube audience out a little bit more, so we can actually get our branded name on YouTube. Right now we're a bunch of letters and numbers, so we're gibberish. But anyway, so that's one thing, and the last thing. I know it's a lot, but one last thing. On break tonight, and every night from now on, we are going to be giving away a mini that I am printing out. Now tonight's mini is called the Vampire Miasma. In D&D, I don't know what you'd use it for. Maybe a werebat, but they don't get that big in their were form.
Don't tell me how to run my werebats.
You can do anything you want to. I would not. I do not want my head on a belt. So, but yes, we're giving away this mini at break. You do not have to do anything more than be present in the stream at break, and we're going to run the contest and give it away right as we go to break. All right.
Nice.
And we'll be contacting the winner and getting all the shipping information. We'll be announcing the winner when we come back from break. All right. Or actually, it's an automatic thing, so it might just announce the winner in chat. But anyway, that's all we have for contests tonight. That's all we have for the regular, normal, everyday happenings that are part of the show. Now we get to get
good night, everybody.
Yeah. Quick, lock his door. All right. I need your wife's number so I can text her as I lock him in.
She's not home right now, so on you.
All right. Well, next time. So anyway, when we left off, our group had been having a lovely evening at the Couch and Quill, which is Emery's bookshop. And they had been basically spending an evening doing what they normally do, which is apparently bicker, fight, and threaten each other.
Besties.
Let's not keep
Besties.
them from killing each other.
I know.
That's one sell book and tea. That's it's not too much to ask.
I just want to read in my corner. It's not that hard.
I was just trying to get my laptop fixed.
Gotcha. Well, not your laptop. It was your phone.
It was my laptop. Also,
Oh, it was the laptop.
Oh, it was the
Yeah.
laptop?
it started with the phone and then the laptop.
You have to update your drivers. And you didn't know how to
Yeah,
do that.
update my drivers. The whiffle. The whiffle.
The
Remember?
whiffle.
The
It is
whiffle.
it's always the whiffle. The whiffle goes
Why
out.
are you updating Alfred? He's a good driver.
You
Oh
leave
my
Alfred
God.
alone. You leave Alfred alone.
You leave
him alone.
you leave Alfred alone. He is a sweet baby angel who's currently driving her car around the block repeatedly.
That's what I'm saying. He's a good driver. He's doing a good job. Let him keep his job.
He is best boy. Leave
He-
him alone.
he's
baby.
driving
Alfred
around.
is baby.
He's driving around the art district in downtown Seattle, playing Queen with the windows down, just blasting it and having the best life.
Yeah.
Queen song. Which Queen song? This is important.
Do you want to live forever? From the Some Kind of Magic album.
Nice. Nice.
All right, fair.
He thought it was fitting. His boss might be dying tonight. So.
Yeah.
So anyway,
Oh. It's how little faith our baby
You have
has in
little
us.
faith.
Actually, it's in her will that Alfred gets everything.
you're gonna like desperately pull a pistol out and go click, 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 click.
Damn it, Alfred!
No, he would never, ever.
No, he is best boy.
Your GM might, but he would never, ever.
No, he would never. He would never. She treats
So-
him very well.
The campaign is set in the city of Seattle, if you couldn't guess. And our heroes have, well, I don't know if we can call you heroes, because most of you are monsters.
The problem
Monsters
children.
can be
The
heroes,
problem
too.
children.
The problem children.
Squad.
The squad. But anyway, our group of intrepid adventurers, I guess.
No, we did not want to do this. We were blackmailed. Let's get
I
it
know,
right.
I know.
Why is it so hard to find a virtual dice roll?
Just go to Google.
But like to roll a
Just-
bunch.
There's also one in
D&D
Discord.
Beyond.
There's also one in our Discord.
Also D&D Beyond.
And
Here
D&D
you go.
Beyond. Yep. Oh, there you go.
Ooh.
Bang! Dice roller. But they were sitting around the Couch and Quill, having a normal evening of bickering, squabbling, and basically entertaining themselves, when a gentleman showed up who, for the most part, ended up blackmailing them into helping him. He turned out to be a member of the Technocracy, which is a group of mages that seeks to alter reality to their own benefit to keep them in charge of humanity.
Yeah, a bunch of bitches.
A bunch of bitches, and they directly oppose another group of mages called the Traditions, which Emrys is a member, and Emrys' apprentice Penny is also a member. They fight a constant war over the control of humanity through trying to enlighten humanity, and the other through trying to manipulate and control humanity with mental shenanigans. But he came to them and said that he was in dire straits, in desperate need of help, could not turn to his own resources because he would be incriminated by the situation. But he did inform them that the situation arose because he had an experiment running and the experiment got loose. Or I should say the battery for the experiment got loose. When the battery for the experiment got loose, it threatened his reputation, it threatened his standing within his community, but the creature he was using as a battery was an insanely powerful being in its own right, and it threatened the city itself. He sent in his own people to try and stop it. They disappeared. And he, having encountered Emrys' apprentice, Penny, and seen her, or gotten wind of her trying to use magics on an unaligned mortal to basically change her grades. But he basically witnessed her doing that, and he traced her back and followed her back and found this basic bastion for the enemy. And when he did, he realized he found a resource to try and alleviate his problems without wasting any more of his own resources. Yeah. So he brought in a squad of automatons and pretty much blackmailed this group into trying to find his battery and destroy it before it can do any more harm.
Fine.
And if they do, and if they do so, they were going to be. He was going to cover up all the basic existence of the Couch and Quill. He was going to slide Penny's use of magic under the table and hide it, and pretty much not choose to remember that these people existed or that their little safe haven did in order for them to help him out with this. He told them that the creature, the thing, was lost in the Seattle underground. Seattle has a network of buildings and old places that were left underneath the city from a fire back in the late 1800s that are actually a substructure underneath Seattle's downtown itself and its art district. It connects to the sewers in some places, but for the most part, it's kind of like having unaligned basements that don't really match up to the building's footprints above them. And so he said the last time they saw it was down there. They traced the location he gave them back to a building in the art district, and then they went into the basement of that building, and then further into the sub basement of that building. They encountered an area that looked like it had been a fight. They found a hole in a wall that led into an actual part of the actual underground itself. And then from there, we're in danger, y'all.
We're in danger.
This one's actually White Wolf Vargi, not D&D, but it's the same basic principle. You can just say we're always in danger when we choose to play a TTRPG. But they went into the underground, and they encountered it looked like one of the bodies of one of the security forces that the technocracy mage had sent in, and the body had no skin.
Oh.
And no blood.
Right.
But it was animated to give them a short message of warning. And it pointed them further down into the Undercity, telling them that they're going to meet their destiny. And that's kind of where we left off.
Okay.
So you guys tried to manipulate the body a little bit more to see if it would do anything else. It really didn't do anything. You went and inspected it. There was nothing else in it. That's how you discovered there was absolutely no blood in it. And it basically is just and I think it was Emrys who discovered that it was kind of like an answering machine. It had one message set up in it.
Yeah, and its soul was trapped, so it disenchanted the body so that the soul could be released.
Yep. So yes, Emery's broke the enchantment on the body and released the skull that was trapped, that was being used to just casually using a soul, a life, to power a message for the group.
Yeah, like you do.
Yeah, you kind of do these things sometimes when you're an evil creature. But anyway, so he pointed. He was laying with his feet facing the party. You were walking down a path that was like basically a raised pack earth for tours that often run down here. And so there was a little bit of water on each side. There's always some water runoff from the upper city because of all the rains down here. There's water on each side, but their path went into a four-way juncture at this point where the body was laying. You could have gone straight ahead. You could have gone to the right, which would have been going basically in a northerly direction, or to the left, which is south. And he pointed to the left. And that path goes further down into an area where the underground building, the footprint of the underground building apparently widens out. And if you can see that there's no light sources beyond this. And I think some of you have the ability to see in the dark, and some of you were using your phone lights. So, who had phone lights? You two, and I do believe that Jessica's character did. Oh, I'm sorry, I totally forgot. I love her so much, and I forgot her. I'm a horrible person. My wife plays Sunny, Jessica, but she is not feeling very well, so she is taking the night off. So, Sunny will be robo-piloted by me for a little bit.
Okay.
Yes.
I forgot what I was gonna say. Jesus, hello. Okay, what the fuck was I gonna say?
Well, you've said a lot so far. And now she stopped. Damn it, I broke her.
No, okay, yeah, right now, yeah, this is not applicable for what I wanted to do for right now.
Okay.
We're good.
Okay.
I had to double check something because I said I wanted to try something, and I'm reading it now. I'm like, yeah, now is not a good time to use it.
What was it? I'm just super curious now. I have to know.
Omen.
Oh,
Which is
yeah.
Tuesday thing.
Yeah, you said you were going to be throwing out some powers this game, so...
Yeah. Right now is not a good time to use it because the success is very, very vague information. Yeah.
Yes, it's not tight and specific information that you would like to have right this very second. So... All right, so
And I assume that we've been passing like electrical boxes and things on as we travel.
yeah, along this path there is a string of electrical lights strung up. You can tell it's literally been designed to look archaic. The electric wires are modern. They basically just go along the ceiling, along the path only though. There's no other lighting down here that you can see, and so but you can still see. There's the subfloor for the building above you is what makes up the roof above your head. So you can literally see pretty much a cement understructure. Okay. But there's no, other than the electric wiring down that goes down here, there's no other modern accoutrements down here. There's not a ton of, there's no drainage lines, there's no sewer pipes. You're actually below that.
Okay, I would like to, as we've been kind of traveling through the basement and everything, and through this new area, be subtly like gathering bits of static electricity through my discharge static ability, and rather than discharging it out directly at someone, I'm going to be funneling it into my lightning rod.
Mm-hmm. Now, when you have these talismans, they can hold a set amount of dross or / quintessence. Do you know what your rating on your lightning rod is?
I don't think I actually built that out.
I think the base is 3, and it goes up from there. So what you can do is you can charge it by putting in 3 points of quintessence into it, or 3 points of energy. But that technically, if you do a roll, you can draw 1 point around by drawing in the ambient energy around you, like pulling from the lights and everything like that. If you pull from the ambient energy around you, unfortunately, you will pulling from the life force of your friends.
Yeah, I'd rather have that stored in the.
So you're going to try and draw it directly from the thing. All right. Yeah. So what we're going to do is you're going to make me a Is it a re-roll? Let me double check it. Emery's, there you are. All right. I'm looking at your sheet real quick. You're going to make me a forces.
Mm-hmm.
And... yeah, it's going to be forces in prime, I think. Because you're channeling energy.
Yeah.
So it's a forces in prime. And so you have enough dots in each. You have more than enough dots in forces. So... let's go ahead and do that. And the difficulty is because it's an electric light source is right there. The difficulty is going to be a 6.
Okay.
And remember the rule: if I don't give you a difficulty, we assume it's 6, and it's my fault.
Okay. 2 10s, a 6, a 4, a 1, and a 2.
Oh, we forgot one thing. I have your character sheet, but I don't know if you've updated it. Did you take a specialty in forces? Because you have a 4.
I was actually going to ask about that. Like, I don't really know what kind of specialties are available.
Well, for forces, you know what the concept of forces is. It's the natural forces of the universe. So it's fire, air, electric, all the natural forces and everything like that. So what you can do with forces is you can do specialties such as force like force damage or force expulsion, to do damage with. You can do, force channeling, force focus, where you can actually draw force in and hold it and contain it. You can do all kinds of anything that is a specialization of the movement, channeling, or generation of any of the forces you take. You can even choose to be if you can just take a specialty in lightning, you know what I mean? Which means you get a bonus to your rolls if you do any type of forces attack that manipulates lightning. That's really specific, but you can do that.
Okay. I would like... ooh. Let's go ahead and... What was it? What you said? I could just channel and hold forces inside of me?
Yes, you can basically hold the energy inside you, and the number of successes will determine time. Like 1 success is 1 hour, 2 successes is like a day, 3 successes is you can hold it. You can hold it. Well, you can't hold it while you sleep. So, but 3 successes you can hold. I will to say actually let's distribute it. A number 6. 1 success is up to 1 die, usable on a force roll later, up to 1 hour. 2 successes is up to 2 dice, and up to, let's say, 6 hours. And then 3, and we'll do it in increments of 6 and dice.
Cool. So yeah, we'll do that. We'll do the force channeling.
All right, so that is very convenient. But anyway, so you made the roll. So you said you got 2 10s and what else?
2 10s, a 6, a 4, a 2, and a 1.
Okay, so you got 2 10s and a 6. So it's got 3 successes. You can re-roll the 10s to see if you get any more successes because they technically explode.
Cool. A 9 and a 3.
Okay, so that's a total of 4 successes. So that means you can channel and hold up to 4 dice, which can be used on any forces roll.
Cool.
Because they're basically a reserve that you've built up. You're channeling them into your... you're kind of technically holding them in you. Now, here's the 2 problems with it. 2 possible issues. If you are rendered unconscious, you cannot maintain the control.
Sure.
If you go unconscious while holding the energy is released from you in a burst.
Right. Okay.
It's only going to be like anyone basically adjacent to you, but it's going to be that many dice in an attack roll anywhere adjacent to you.
Okay. Then I would like to funnel as much of that as I can into my lightning rod.
So you can put 3 of it into your lightning rod.
Cool.
So you're only holding 1 within yourself.
Yeah.
Now, the problem with that, of course, is anything you do with a lightning rod must be done with a lightning rod to use those 3 dice.
Yep.
All right, you're good. All right, anyone else doing anything else at this point?
double checking some things while
Okay.
I am trying to read.
Sure. Jonathan?
There's so much to read.
I'm going to take a brief moment to just go ahead and pop out my cat claws. So I'll be using my gift so that it's difficulty 6 instead of difficulty 9.
Got it.
And the gift lets me bypass using the willpower point. So I got 5 successes to bring the claws out.
Do you have to spend a gnosis to activate the
Actually,
gift?
No.
I
Nice.
think there is one thing.
Handy gift.
Really do. Hold on.
Well, normally you wouldn't have to do anything other than spend a willpower and get a difficulty 9 roll. So the gift basically just bypasses the willpower and drops the difficulty down.
Oh, I thought for the the partial shifting you had to spend a gnosis.
It was a willpower.
It's a willpower. Got it. All right. And Em, what are you trying to do?
Hold on, let me double check if I can actually do it first.
Sure,
If I can't,
sure.
I can't. There's so much. Actually, I think I can.
Dun dun dun. Rosalind can do anything.
Rosalie.
Rosaline. I'll never get it right.
There's too many different ways to say it.
Rosaline.
Do. Okay. I can do Oaken Shield on somebody in the group. I can technically do that. So the system states it is the targets of Oaken Shield can resist a tremendous amount of chimerical punishment. The Fae and Actor realms are most commonly used in conjunction with this art, though it is possible to use proper even nature in some aspects to protect a specific item, but this is a person. Each success provides a health level over and above the health levels already possessed by the target. These extra health levels last until they are destroyed by damage or deliberately shed by the wearer. Multiple castings are not cumulative, and any successive castings of Oaken Shield negates the successes gained by the previous castings of it.
Got it. So, who are you going to cast this on?
It will probably be the best bet of our lovely mage right now, because he's going to need it the damn most right now.
Okay, so the banality for Sphinx's character is going to be a 7. Now, that is your target number for that dice roll. You can commit a bunk, which is any type of, like, I used to recite poems on the spot.
There is no bunk for this.
There's a bunk for everything. No, I meant it's a mechanic of changeling magic.
Okay,
Yeah.
because I've seen
There's-
like
it's-
sections. There's bunks on certain things, and there's not bunks on certain
Well,
things.
those are just suggested bunks. You do not have to use a bunk at all. That means you just roll a straight 7.
I will probably use one just to.
So now you have to come
No.
up. You have to come up with an idea for a bunk.
Shit,
Shit.
put me on the spot.
We had this one person who was playing a character who was a satyr, and their character was also an exotic dancer, and they used it way too many times, but they would flash people as a bunk.
No.
No, I'm not suggesting for you. I'm just saying it was one of the GM let him do it like 2 or 3 times, and then it was like, okay, that's enough.
Can she
That's
just doodle something on his hand as a
Absolutely.
bunk? Because she is an artist, so she'll start. She's like, Emily,
Yeah.
come here. I need to borrow you for a second. Give me your
Okay.
hand.
You pull out a
She starts-
Sharpie.
Yeah,
Oh
she
my
pulls out
God.
a Sharpie and starts drawing like a tree on his hand.
That is a 1-point bunk, which will make the target number a 6.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yep. All right. So what do you want me to use to roll for these success things to make sure it works?
It didn't give you a system there on
It
Oaken
says the
Shield?
Fae. It says the Fae or Actor realms. It is up to you. Actually.
Okay, so you're going to use the actor realm because he is not Fae, and then you're going to use the dice for the
The art.
art.
Right. Okay. So let me double check. So I have 2 dots in actor and then 3 in primal. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have to get above a 6, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Hell yes.
All right.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 successes.
Jesus.
Nice.
So now what? Describe the effect that Rose does, the casting, and how it affects him. What it appears as.
Oh no. It is.
Anything you want. It's you. Absolutely anything you want.
It will be an oak bark, because it is oaken shield, will start growing over his arms and his chest, and it will become an old style kind of LARPing armor. Old school. Fancy, and it looks kind of nice and aesthetically pleasing. And it is not the color puce. It is a lovely deep brown.
We have problems with puce, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes, she hates that fucking color. She hates that color. If I remember correctly, that's what I put as her fucking one of her fucking flaws.
I think so.
Yeah,
Intolerance to puce.
Yeah, and of course, on the chest is the thing that she scribbled on Emery's hand.
After a few seconds, it actually fades because it's a magical effect. But for a moment there, you appear to be in that armor and regalia, and then it fades out.
Oh wow, that was really really cool.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, I figured you're gonna need it more than I'm gonna need it. I'll just stay back. You're gonna need it more than I do.
Okay then. I'm slightly worried, but
So
all right.
You get 5 health levels.
Temporary health levels. They're just like temporary hit points in D&D. They come off first.
Cool.
You got 5.
But the difference is they're there. So if like someone were to heal you, they can be healed back until the scene ends.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, nice.
I got you.
Yep. All right. Anyone else doing any preparations? And if anyone needs any suggestions, like if you wanted to shift, it'll be time to doing shifting. Ivy, if you wanted to spend blood points to pump any stats, it will be, if before anything, the shit hits the fan.
Yeah, I've been looking at. I don't think there's anything I need to do at the moment.
Ivy's like, I ain't gonna let everyone go first, but all right. So you guys begin. Are you gonna start heading down the path to the south?
Yeah, I think that's probably a good idea.
So as you're walking down the path to the south, the packed earth that makes up the path quickly, the area around it quickly rises up to meet it, and you're in a large flat area. The first thing you notice is that there are a lot of columns made of brick. Okay, it might be brick around a post, or it might just actually be brick holding up the roof. You can't tell. The ceiling here is roughly 10 feet high, but it does not look like the ceiling itself is a cement of a building above you. It looks like that the cement is raw stone, and from what it looks like it's worked, like it's been chiseled and cut. As you're moving into this area, the area you were coming from was kind of cool because it was underground, so the temperature was a little low, and of course there was a lot of moisture. As you move into this area, it gets a little warmer, and the moisture level kind of feels like it increases. And you can see that there's some condensation on some of the brick pillars as you come by them. The brick pillars are spaced out roughly about every 20 feet. And the area that you entered into this it was about 20 feet wide, but it quickly widens out into basically you don't really know because you can't really see at the end of your vision. Those of you who can see in the dark, it's a very limited range because there's not really anything out there, and the room seems to be very large. And as the last of you are coming up the path, you're coming in. What's the marching order moving forward? Who's taking the lead? Who's taking point?
I have a feeling I might be taking point.
I have the old marching order.
What was the old marching order?
I'm gonna go weasel my way back to where I was.
That was when you were coming down the stairs and everything.
Yeah. I stated that she's gonna be near the back anyways, because I am not getting fucked up. There we go.
I am not getting
marching
fucked
order.
up.
Emery, Vera, Mark, Penny, Rose, Sunny, and then me.
So you're bring it to the back? All right,
Yeah.
hang on 1 second. Sorry about that. All right, so... Dang it. So you guys are coming in. Are you spreading out at all because the room's gotten wider, or are you staying in a single file line?
I'm definitely moving away from the line.
So as you're moving forward, who was in front of you? Milagros, Sunny. All right. So as you're moving forward, as you're walking in the path and you're coming out into that large area, Sunny kind of stops as you're right on the right as the water as the edge is kind of giving up to the hard packed earth, and Sunny kind of stops and she's looking back, and you come walking up behind her, Milagros, and she says, "Do you hear that?"
Hear what?
As you really put your ear to it, you can hear the dripping of water. You can hear, like slight air movement. You can hear cars way far in the distance out in the street, but you don't hear any other real noises.
Do these
Sunny.
monsters make
Sunny.
noises, or?
I don't know. She says, "Go ahead. I need to. Just give me a second. So I'll catch up. Just go ahead."
Okay.
Are you staying with her, or are you moving on?
I'm gonna keep walking.
Okay. So you keep on walking up. As you're walking along, you catch up to the rest of the group. You look back, and Sunny is kind of like crouched down at the edge of the water, and she's looking down in the water. And she slowly reaches out her hand and she touches the water, and you see that the surface of the water kind of gives off a very bright shine, like someone shined a flashlight right on it. And when she shines her light when the light shines off the water, Sunny kind of just stands up, and she just takes one step and is gone.
What the fuck?
That is not a thing. What? What?
I'm not sure what happened. It could be one of two things.
No noise, no sound. So the only one who noticed this was Teddy.
Yeah, poor Teddy. Poor Teddy.
What the shit?
Poor Teddy.
Yeah, no, I saw that right. What the fuck?
What are you doing, Teddy?
I'm going
Pandora.
over there and be like, what the fuck? Splashing at the spot where she was.
You go walking back over the water?
Yeah.
So at this point, you guys, Teddy is it becomes obvious because you splash in the water that Teddy walked back to the entrance.
I'll turn around. What's going on? Everything okay?
Sonny's gone.
What?
Excuse me?
Thank you for the follow, Sweet Games.
What do you mean gone?
Oh, sweet tea. Hey, buddy.
Hey, Thomas! I love that man.
Oh, hydrate check.
Oh, hydrate check.
Damn it, Thomas.
Hold on. No, this is traditional. This is my hydrate.
I have coffee, so mood.
I drink tea.
Tea.
Tan. Well, mine is unsweetened iced tea.
Ah.
I'm sorry. You just made my southern heart cry.
Yeah.
Diabetic. Sweet tea already tried to kill me once.
Okay.
Period.
Okay, that's one of the only exceptions to unsweet tea.
And I used to drink like a gallon of sweet tea a day, and guess what happens when you do that? All right, so
Sunny's gone?
She's just gone. She was. And she's just kind of splashing at it to see if it does anything.
she's standing at the edge. Like, there's two areas on either side of the path where the ground slopes down to where the water's edge is. And it's shallow at that point, like almost like a mud puddle type thing. But, she stepped and disappeared. She didn't sink into it either.
No,
she just stepped forward and was gone.
Pandora.
What the fuck?
What? What did you see?
She walked over to the water.
Okay.
And she touched it.
Okay.
Huh?
Gone.
Oh.
There was a flash. And just gone.
I think it could be multiple things that could have happened. Who knows?
Rose.
Cooker.
That's not
You know,
good, whatever
well,
it is.
Rose and Emery's.
Fucking-
Oh, and Mark. It sounds almost like she stepped into the Umbra, Mark, because she was looking at a reflective surface and disappeared. For Rose, if there's a trod, which is a way to cross into the dreaming in this tunnel, she could have stepped into the trod and be in the near dreaming.
Oh,
Emery's, she could have stepped into a separate plane, or she could have stepped into a horizon realm,
Oh, fun.
or she could have stepped across into any one of a number of adjacent realms.
Yeah, she could. No, you know what? She's fine. She's fine. She probably went to the dreaming. She's fine.
The what?
Or any other adjacent.
Sorry, what?
Or other adjacent realms or horizon realms that are out there. Ours in the dreaming is not the only realm stacked on top of each other.
Fine. She's fine. She's fine. We have other bigger things that
We-
murder people.
Just lost a member of our group.
She'll
That's-
show up. She'll
I-
show up. I'm pretty sure she'll show back up.
I'm gonna have to agree with that one. She probably will show up.
Was
Island
that
Party's not great, but
But murder
Sunny
thing.
is gone. The water took her.
I'm right here. I'm
Is
right.
that
I know.
necessary?
Emery's. We
Yeah.
have a murder thing that we have to deal
It
with,
is.
and I'm already getting mud all over my fresh UGG boots. Like, can we go?
That's your fault for
No one
bringing Uggs
told
to
you to
this.
wear. You knew we were coming to the underground. Why would you wear
Sneakers.
I
Uggs?
don't have penny shoes in my car. We know this. I do not
Why
care.
didn't Alfred? You could have told Alfred to bring some.
Alfred was already at the shop before we left. Remember?
Wait,
he
you
Oh,
own
Right.
tennis shoes?
I have
Wait.
tennis shoes.
They're probably
What?
designer shoes.
Right. that's not
What were you gonna
Why
say,
didn't
Mark?
you ask Penny to pull some out of that locker? Like, it seems she's got everything in her locker.
You leave Penny alone.
No, this is not on Penny. This is on you for not asking Penny.
Penny's
I
like,
didn't know we were gonna go into some sewers.
and Penny goes, and do you know how small her feet are? I do not keep shoes in that
Yeah,
size.
I wear a size 4. I wear a size 4 shoe.
I'm just gonna give Penny that look like, do they actually have to be in her size for you to pull them out of a locker?
What is she gonna do? Be running down and start tripping because she's got shoes on that are too big for her
I'm
feet?
sorry, Penny. I adore you, but I don't want to run in clown shoes.
Oh, I thought Penny was already at the stage where she could have, like, resized them for you.
No, I actually put stuff in the locker and then pulled it back out.
Yeah.
It's a pocket. It's never mind.
I didn't even have time. You know what? Let's
You know,
Okay.
I
Kenny.
For
hate
future
to-
reference, keep a pair of running shoes or boots even in your limo, just in case.
I don't have a limo.
She
Or
doesn't
the
have
car,
a limo.
whatever car it is.
My
that,
little Nissan Versa. Stop. No, you leave it alone.
She has an electric car. Remember?
Yeah.
That's right. That's right. Well, keep a pair of shoes in your Versa,
That was Penny, by the way.
and just so that way you'll always be ready.
I hate to detract from this very important conversation that's happening right now. about
But murder
shoes.
thing.
But murder thing?
Yes, murder thing.
Right.
Yeah.
Thank you, Vera. Thank you, Vera. Murder
Ray,
thing.
I would like to spend a willpower and shift my sense of smell
Yeah,
to where I
let's
can
get
actually.
back to that. My name is.
Whoops. Shift to what?
What did it say?
And I accidentally hit. It has like pre-written
Pre-programmed.
stuff.
Yeah.
And I accidentally hit my name.
What were you gonna say, Mark?
I'd like to shift my sense of smell into being able to smell like people sense. Like I'd like to go animalistic so that I can try to see if I can smell somebody other than these people around her.
So you're just increasing the sensitivity. Basically, yes. Go ahead and make the
Yeah.
roll.
And with my dark sight, am I able to see anything?
You can make out probably about 30, 40 feet around you. let's put it at 40 feet just to be safe. And that's clearly, like, you can see pillars, you can see details. Anything beyond that, and it seems it's just, there's just not enough general ambient light down here for you to get anything more than fuzzy outlines.
Gotcha. Okay.
And it is basically pretty much black and white. Yes,
Okay.
0 or a botch?
0. I got successes, but unfortunately rolled an equal number of 1s.
All right. So basically, you reach in to you reach out for your beast, the animal side of your nature, and there's just too much distraction down here. The arguing and the bickering with all the the tension that's going on. You just can't focus. You can't bring that to bear. You know that you did not manage to capture that portion of your nature, and so you're kind of left without that ability right now.
Oh, no, I rolled successes to get the smell. I just rolled 0 successes to actually observe a smell. Like, I've shifted to be able to smell things.
My
I just
apologies.
got no successes to...
Oh.
Yeah, sorry.
Oh, okay. So, well, then that's easy explained
I
enough
messed
too.
up on the easy one.
Got it.
I succeeded at the hard thing. I did not succeed at the easy thing.
Got it. So yes, you basically you reach out with your senses, you draw in deeply, you even open your mouth a little bit and draw in across your tongue to actually taste the air. And as you do so, you are overwhelmed with the taste and smell of decay, along with the people around you. And this is not
supposed to be the dog's job, but he's not doing it.
This is not just like the mildew and everything is down in this wet environment. This is advanced decay. This is like there is a carcass somewhere down here that is rotting and foul.
Oh, fun.
But it's not close. It's ahead. But it overwhelms everything else. You can barely smell your companions.
Okay, look. Let's deal with the Sunny thing really fast. Either Sunny chose to go where she went, in which case things will probably work out, or Sunny didn't choose to go there, in which case something forced her to be separated from us. And if that's the case, then the goal is probably to separate us. Sunny will likely be okay if we stick together, because they'll want to continue to use that as bait to separate us. Hurting her after separating her is not likely going to do them any good unless they can dangle her safety directly in front of us.
You're right. And I have a sneaky suspicion that may come into play at some point. Right. Staying together is our best option. Keep an eye on each other, and I don't know. Let's try not to die.
I'm gonna go just to stand right by Emery.
All right.
Not very.
Then I will protect the other ladies.
Aw.
And were you going to say something?
No, I'm just saying, Mark,
okay.
Mark is nice.
Oh,
Mark is nice.
All right. So once again, you kind of change your alignment. You're kind of standing more in a group now. There is, as you turn around to start moving forward again, you begin moving into the darkened area. As you're moving forward, it quickly kind of gets surreal as you're moving away from all the landmarks you had, and the only landmarks you have to gauge distance now are pillars. And after only like a couple of minutes of walking, that's all there is. Pillars and pillars and pillars and moving. You're moving in the straight line between these pillars, and they're evenly spaced out, but there's just pillars, and that's it.
I feel like I saw this in a movie once.
No furniture, no rubble, nothing stored down here. And you've walked for several minutes. The buildings that are in this area, they're usually not about a quarter. They're a quarter block footprints. You have walked pretty much the length of one of those buildings.
I'm going to start scratching just Roman numerals into the pillars, just so that if I walk by them and see Roman numerals again, I know something's probably wrong.
All right. So you go up and you draw a claw down one of the pillars, just to put a decent sized scratch in it and make sure it's easy to see. And when you draw the claw into the pillar, as you do, it's old red brick, and as you do, like water begins welling up out of of dark viscous liquid begins welling up out of the scratch and running down the pillar.
I don't think that's normal.
That's
Is that,
gross.
is,
I don't think
is that
that's-
magical or just gross as I look at Emrys?
Is that magical or just gross?
I will take a look at the whatever it is and try and determine if it's magical or gross.
Okay, what are you going to use to determine if it's magical or gross? I
I
mean, it looks gross, but what are you going to determine if it's magical?
I would like to investigate, but I would also like to use magic as well. So,
If you want to see if you just want to see if any type of magic's being used, that would be a use of prime.
okay,
And it
I've got
is
some prime.
yeah. Well, you can. You're not gonna actually have to roll the prime because there's a first dot in prime, and you can use your intelligence plus your investigation, and you can give me and basically what you're trying to do is you're trying to discern if there's any magical effect on the pillar.
Cool. So that'll be 6 dice. All right. And what's my target number?
This one's gonna be a 7.
All right. Ooh, nice. 2 10s, 2 7s, a 6, and a 3.
So as you look at it and you begin concentrating and you focus your will and you draw in your energies to try and see what effects are on this, the pillar shimmers, loses the squared edges, and then you see that the pillar itself is an illusion. And underneath the illusion, there is a wooden post that goes from the floor to the ceiling. It looks old, but it's thick. It's like probably a 6x6 wooden post. It goes floor to ceiling. Tied to the post on either side is a man. They've been stripped of all their gear, and they are pretty much they're nude. They're stripped of all the gear and clothing.
Oh.
They're kind of tied to the post. They're hanging back to back against on the other side of the post. Mark kind of just like ran his claw down the pec of one of the men, and that was blood that was welling up.
Hey guys.
But as you look at it, it's not red blood. It's not fresh blood. It's old blood.
Old coagulated
Honestly.
blood.
Yeah.
What is?
And these guys haven't been missing that long. Varys,
Wait,
you
they're male or female?
men.
Oh boy.
And
Oh,
well, actually,
no.
do you tell anyone else? Because everyone else still sees you staring at a pillar.
No, I'm just.
Oh
I'm
yeah.
I'm just asking for like some
Yeah.
context because oh no.
It's like, don't touch the pillars.
Huh?
The pillars are illusions.
You've
there are.
you've passed like 30 pillars so far.
I smell blood, but it's gross.
You smell dead, rotting blood.
It's
Yeah, that's because all of these pillars
unappetizing, to say the least.
are wooden posts with people tied to them, and they.
All of them?
I have reason to suspect so. Yeah,
Wait,
Oh.
excuse me, dead bodies. Dead what bodies?
dead bodies. Dead bodies. The two that are on this pillar are both male. The blood coming from them looks old, like it's been sitting here for a while, even though the body does not look old at all.
Okay, so don't go near the pillars. Got
So
it.
I wouldn't touch them. No.
No.
No. But there's something weird going on here with the. I'd like to use time magic now to try
Okay.
and see what's happened with this body.
Yeah.
What type of road are you gonna try and use? What effect are you trying to get with it? Are you just trying to literally rewind time, look back into time?
See, I'm looking up the roads now. so that I can see what I've got at my disposal.
It's
Wait,
your
before I forget,
magic
I wanna stick-
arsenal. Yes.
I want to stick my finger in a little puddle and try to get some of that gunky, gross blood off.
There's no more like puddles around here, but everything seems to be covered in a wet slime.
Mm.
You can wipe it off on the ground. It's kind
Or
of
you're
wet and sticky.
Yeah, I'd like to use post-cognition.
It's a lot of wet and sticky stuff. It's okay.
I hate it here.
You know how to do laundry, right? Just fucking.
I'm gonna wipe it off on the back of Pandora's shirt in a discreet way where Pandora doesn't notice.
Wait. Go
I'm
ahead.
gonna make a stealth roll to stealthily wipe that off on the back of Pandora's shirt.
Dex, and stealth.
I could probably smell him though, right?
This place is overwhelming everyone's senses, and you don't have the heightened sense of smell up. You have the heightened vision.
No, I did both because he baited me into doing both.
Oh, that's right. You did both.
I did bait him into doing both.
Yeah.
I got
you can
5
smell.
successes on my stealth
The
check.
biggest thing is Pandora. He's around you. You can smell him. So what I need from you, Pandora, is I need you to make me a perception plus alertness roll, and see who gets more successes. It's contested.
Okay.
I am sorry, Milagros.
Don't you dare be.
Oh, you motherfucker. Hold on. Notion is still like weird and not letting me have 2 windows open at once. What was it? Perception plus alertness?
Yes.
And is the difficulty 6?
Yes.
Okay.
Dun.
I had 2 successes.
All right. How many did you get, Jonathan? 5. So you
Five.
do not notice him wipe it off in the back of your shirt.
Nice.
All right. So
Walk away and do a sigh of relief now that my finger's clean.
all right, Malagros, you're not gonna go out. If you all
I'm
make
sure
it out of
Pandora
here,
knows how to do laundry. It'll be fine.
I was like, Pandora's gonna get outside and go, why can't I get that smell off me?
Oh, we're getting a meltdown later.
All right, so
Oh, joy.
you guys are standing here looking at this. Emery's, as you're looking at it, it keeps on, when you look away from it and look back, it's the pillar again until you kind of squint at it for a second, and then the illusion's gone.
I'd like to use post-cognition on it to rewind time
Okay.
for that specific
All right.
thing in my perception.
What is the roll for post-cognition?
It's 2 dots.
Mm-hmm. Does it give you a mechanic for the roll?
As far as a rolling mechanic, no.
Okay.
It just says the mage can extend their perceptions backward in time to witness what once occurred in their current location, while the mystic rewinds time and the location they see in their mind what transpired there. Storyteller must relate to the player what the character sees. The mage can shift the exact moment they currently watch, and they may begin by viewing the events of 1 day ago, then shift to 1 hour ago, then 10 years ago. Total viewing time cannot extend the duration rolled for the effect. Oh, so there's a duration roll.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
What would the duration roll be?
you roll your arete, and then you
That's
spend
right.
your successes on what you want. So there's a magic success table that tells you how to spend them between successes, durations, all those kinds of things.
Yeah, I've been looking up all the mechanics, but I forgot the mage was the only one I hadn't gotten to because it's also the most complicated.
Of course it is.
Of course it is.
Let's see. Going back to see if I can find that chart. Degrees of success, damage and duration. Node.
So the difficulty on this is going to be an 8.
Okay. Oh, I see the time sphere. There we go.
Mhm.
Right. So. Oh, damn. Wow. The time sphere is broken. Okay.
What the fuck?
Okay.
It is
so-
playing with time.
Yeah. So you said an Arte roll?
Yep.
So that's 6 dice for me.
Dun dun dun.
Alright. I mean, I should only need 1, but we'll see how that works out. And what's the success again?
8.
What's the 8? Great. 10, an 8, and a 9.
Jeez. 10 and 8 and a 9. All right.
10,
So
9, 8, maybe.
no, you don't get any specialties in Arite. That is because of what it does and what it is. But damn, that is nice. So you basically, how far do you want to rewind?
I would like to rewind. Let's say a day and a half.
A day and a half. All right. So you go back a day and a half, and as you're going back through it, you see that the basic scenario in this area comes to pass. In this area is open. There are pillars standing. They're all wooden. There is the 4-way cross for where you came off of the path, the wooden path. You can see that people walk up and down the path along the lighted area, obviously going on tours, but they're far away. But they're not as far as they should be from the distance you've walked. From where you're viewing it, you're only like 20, 30 feet from the lighted area. But as you look around, you look back to where the lights are off in the distance, and it's hundreds of feet.
Fun.
And then right as you look up and you see that the light back there is like hundreds of feet away, the light, whoops, winks out.
Oh,
Uh-oh, we lost. And she's coming back.
there she
Just 1
is.
second, pop
There we go.
out.
Okay.
Okay,
Oh,
I
why
got
everything died?
the internet is interwebs. I gotta let me
just
fix your cam.
It was just this program. Everything else is fine. I don't know what it's doing.
I don't know what it's doing either, but I gotta fix your camera. 1 second.
Okay.
1,000, 7, 1,000, 9, 1,000.
I was say, what kind of seconds are we counting? Like who's?
I'm
who's
randoming.
variation of second?
I'm randomizing the seconds. I don't know.
Amazing. I love the randomization.
I don't know math or other advanced concepts
It's like seconds.
or algebra
Like seconds.
or math. All right, you're fixed.
Cool. Thank you.
You okay, Sphinx?
Yep.
All right. So, but as you're looking back on the... Oh, did you miss everything we said, Ivy? All right.
No, I could hear. I just couldn't see anything.
Gotcha.
I didn't cut out. So no, you're fine.
All right, cool. I'm glad we're fine. But as you're looking back at the area where you came from, which in your vision looks to be hundreds of feet away, the lights in that end go out.
That's not good.
And that was the glow from that was the only real way you had of seeing the rest of the pillars, and all the other pillars are shrouded in darkness. And as you're looking back that way, you see puppy. You see the she's home.
Under my heart. Oh my god.
Oh my god!
Yay!
Screaming, crying, jumping. inside.
My whole heart right now.
I'm going to use the term sweet baby angel a lot, aren't I?
Yes.
But no, as you turn back and look at it, the lights wink out. As you look at the darkness that fills that area, the one thing you notice right away is that the illusion has dropped off of all the other pillars. The pillars behind you where you came from are just wooden pillars.
Okay.
There's 8 pillars around where you're at, in a circle around where you're at, fitting the cardinal directions. And all 8 pillars have bodies tied to them.
Oh, okay.
All the bodies are front to back. They're all facing towards exactly where you're standing in a group. One body is facing inward, one body is facing outward.
Oh, okay.
And as you take appraisal of that situation, you look around, coming directly from the direction you're walking in, 2 men in tactical gear carrying what looks to be small automatic weapons walk up out of the darkness. They have blackened face visors that are down, that have obvious thermal devices on the front of them, and they kind of walk up, and they kind of stand there, moving almost exactly in unison. They kind of stand there, and as they walk up to where you can see them, they each rack their weapon, and you see them all both slip their thumbs on the safeties, and you hear the clicks. But they just stand there, and their weapons are pointed up, and they're holding their weapons up, but they're just standing there holding their weapons. And the 2 bodies to the pillars that are in the same direction, right beside where they are, the 2 bodies' heads kind of like lift up. And remember, the rest of these bodies have been stripped of all gear. They're just tied to the pillars like this. Stood up, and the eyes on both bodies flip open, and the eye sockets are empty. And I do mean like the eyes have been removed. So there's the hollow, bloody holes that are in their faces.
Eyes should be.
Yes. And as the head snaps up, the heads move in unison, and they kind of angle to the left a little bit, like a curious puppy. And
I hate that description.
and they sit there and they say, in unison, the voice comes out, and it's kind of airy, like there's not a lot of breath to be utilized for these words. But the voice comes out and says, "Not what I expected, but more than adequate. More than adequate."
I hate it.
Can we all see this?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, all the pillars are now wooden posts.
Okay.
Oh,
And-
so they're all naked.
All the bodies are, except for the 2 guys who are standing there.
Ew.
This is not okay. Just to let y'all know, this is not appropriate art. This is not appropriate.
The heads, the 2 heads on the bodies, they both look to the opposite direction, as if they're looking at all the other figures on the posts, and then they look at each other, up and down, and they look and they turn forward, and it says, "Who are you to criticize my art?"
An actual artist?
Ouch.
He's and you hear the one, both of them in unison. Their right eyebrows go up, and they're like, "And you would match your art versus mine, then?" Very well, accepted.
Oh, what have you just done?
We will create art, and whoever gains the most reaction from their fellows can draw the most raw and visceral of emotion, whether it be rage, hate, love, lust, agony, exquisite
Perfect.
bliss, wins.
Perfect.
If I win, he kind of looks them over. I want that one, and he yeah, that was good.
Are they pointing at Penny? Are
No.
they going to be pointing? No, thank
No.
God. I was going to
They're
throw
not.
hands on sight.
And it points directly at Vera.
Oh. Okay.
She is not up for grabs.
Oh no, I'm talking to this one. And he points at Rose. She has made the bargain.
Oh, I love Ivy's like frozen like
Perfect
freeze. Someone clip that. Oh, shit. That was perfect. Perfect. Okay. I tell you what, we are close enough to break, and we're obviously trying to sort this out a little bit. So let's do this. Let us go to break, ladies and gentlemen, which means, of course, that we're going to do the giveaway. Let's do this, because Ivy is technically eligible for the giveaway as well, and I don't want her to miss out. So what we'll do is we're going to go ahead and go to break. And we will, when we come back, I'll do the drawing for the contest. That way Ivy can be present for the drawing. All right? So
Cool.
We're going to take 10 minutes, ladies and gentlemen. It's 10:54. We will be back at 9:54, and we will see you in a few moments.
Let's do the art challenge.
Oh, I gotta
Let's
fix.
do the
I forgot.
art.
I went through all that and I totally forgot to fix Ivy's cam before we got back.
Oh,
It'll take 5 seconds. I'm sorry. It is my fault. But in the meantime, look at that. She's back, ladies and gentlemen. Well, almost back. Now our camera's the wrong size.
Oh no!
It's just a little bit offside there. Perfect. Now it's beautiful and wonderful. Just like her. Yay!
Yay!
All right. So, Rose, you're standing there inside this circle, surrounded by these bodies, with your friends, and
Friends is a strong word.
with your
Hey,
associates.
Friends.
With your associates.
Friends.
You guys can be friends for God's sakes.
there's a main attempt.
there is typing going on.
It is a very strong word.
You're a strong.
Okay, no, Rosalie's looking at Pandora. This is now not the time to use your voice modulator app, whatever the heck you're using to make your phone talk.
So as you're sitting there, this figure comes stepping out, and
Okay.
It's a speech assistance app.
A what app? A what?
a speech assistance app.
Okay, let's see what this fella wants from me. Let's go.
This person comes walking out, and he is wearing. It looks like he probably got some bed sheets or something similar, and he's kind of just draped them over himself,
Oh,
tied them off with a cord. He has long, matted, greasy hair that's hanging down around his head. It's dark brown.
I hate him.
It's stringy, and there's chunks of things in it. He kind of like his hands are out, and he kind of is just kind of like holding them out in front of him, and he's got that as he walks in. And he's got his head cocked to one side, and the two bodies tied to the two posts are each cocked their head in the same direction.
Oh my gosh.
I don't know what toga party you walked
No,
out
this
of,
is-
but
this is
Sigma House is that way-ish.
Oh no, this is
Emily,
definitely
I'm
a
so
beta.
proud of you.
This
No,
beta.
also, you need a bath. You just look horrible. Your hair needs a haircut. Your hair is all matted. You look atrocious.
Once again, beta.
Wait, what does that term mean?
It means less than.
Oh,
At least that's what it means in the whole numeric system. Beta comes after alpha. Beta is less than.
okay. Just.
We're going to have
so disturbed.
We're going to have a contest, yes? A contest of expression? The rules. The rules are simple. We will create something. You will create your thing. I will create my thing. You will go first as you are the challenger. You will show the thing you create to our audience. And he points his hands to all the rest of you. He says, and we will see what type of response they have. Then I will create my thing. And we will show my thing to the audience and see what type of response they have. And whoever response is stronger wins.
Who judges the response?
Oh, I think it'll be very apparent.
I think it's just if we react.
Interesting.
Perfect.
Are we ready to create?
Sure.
I'm not sure about this, Rose.
What do you need? What do you need? I'll give you whatever you need.
I hate this.
I'm with you, V.
And he's not looking at Rose or anyone else. He is staring at Vera.
I'm gonna stand directly in front of Vera.
As you do, he kind of just like,
I'm just gonna.
Hello, I am talking to you. It is disrespectful to not look at somebody who is talking to you.
his
You're not my
left
type.
his left fucking eye goes and looks at you.
Oh!
I hate it.
You.
That's a
As
trick.
I stated, I am going to need paintbrushes. I'm gonna need oil paints. I'm gonna need a canvas, and I'm gonna need an easel.
You
And
say
by oil paints, not the cheap stuff.
he goes like this. Turn around.
Is it actually there?
Yep, and there's light. Good lighting.
Perfect. Perfect.
You kind of has poked your head around. You're not my type, anyways.
He's like, I don't have any interest in that regard. The eye comes back, and as the eye comes back, something slithers across it and goes back into the eye socket.
Oh!
I hate it. I hate it.
I
Thanks.
hate it here.
I agree and concur wholeheartedly. I think he intends to drain you, and not in the good way.
Pandora and Mark,
Oh God.
you feel, you sense, feel, and are completely aware that there is worm taint here. There is something here that is absolutely of the worm. It is
It's right there. Like,
The worm's right in there.
Well, there was a worm right there, but yeah. And he says, so, I need you to make me a roll.
What would you like me to roll?
You are going to roll... what's it? I would say... What do you think would be more appropriate, wits or intelligence for creating art?
Hey, hold on.
It's capturing a artistic nature. So I would almost think it'd be wits over intelligence because
Wit.
it's more of a feeling.
Yeah, so wits and
Let's see.
Would it
Well,
be
intelligence does
expression?
have an
Expression?
It's expression.
the arts are under expression.
Wait.
Mhm.
One,
You
two,
you might be better off if your style of art is capturing something. You might be better off trying to make an argument for charisma.
Actually, she's
Because you're trying
more
to.
capture an emotion.
She's capturing, but the charisma is actually your ability to display that emotion from yourself.
That's true.
It's using yourself as, and like if you had chosen interpretive dance or
No.
something like that, I would have absolutely allowed charisma.
Nope. Expression. No, expression. Yeah,
All right.
we'll
You,
do.
you
So-
don't want to do interpretive dance?
So here's the thing: since I'm a, I'm a bird. I'm a bird. I'm reaching for the sky, but but no. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna roll your dice pool. Your difficulty is 6 because you are an artist. You are trained to do this. Remember 2 things. You
Yeah.
may spend willpower for automatic successes.
All right.
And if you have any arts or abilities that you want to utilize for this, you can. I don't know if you can find a creative, and you have to have prop to do it, which I don't think you have.
No, I do not have props.
So you can't utilize your magical abilities. You are strictly going off of your
I'm going off pure skill,
yes.
which is fine. All right, here we go. I'm actually gonna expend a willpower.
Mark off a temporary willpower. The
Yep,
box underneath.
already got it. Yep.
And so that's 1 automatic success.
Cool. All right, here we go, guys.
Go 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 go.
All right, that's a 10. That's a 10. That's a 6. That's a 6. That is a 9. And a 5. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Plus the automatic success, I have 6.
No problem. So you basically begin painting. You take probably. How long do you think it would take you to create something that you're really happy with?
Probably 2 hours at most.
Okay.
Because with oil paints, you gotta be very careful with how you work with it, or it goes wrong very quickly.
How are the fumes?
The fumes.
Or the
Not
fumes, yeah.
nowhere compared to all the rotting bodies.
No,
No, but like,
Rosalie's just happy with the paint fumes. Like, oh, this smells so much better.
She sniffs them constantly.
Yes. Cadmium yellow. Here we go.
So, gotta get me some cadmium yellow.
Oh no, as she's painting, like, you hear her mumbling like Bob Ross praises, happy little trees. Do, 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 do.
I understand.
I will lean back to Vera. Is she really, really quoting Bob Ross right now? Is this happening?
Yeah, it is.
But after about an hour, what you're wanting to do is shaping up incredibly well. Do you have any idea what you wanted to do?
There is one person that I need the most reaction for. She is painting a picture of Mark sitting in Pandora's chair. And it's like, it's mostly focused on it. It's just everybody else sitting there.
I'm being
Rosalie
bullied.
sipping her tea. Vera's just like in her little corner. Pandora looking very... Pandora's not in it because it is the pure reaction, and Emery just looks over it.
So it is an absolute perfect rendition of Mark basking in comfort, absolutely content.
Beautiful moonlighting behind with the bay window and everything.
And yes, the chair is in the bay window again.
It's like, all right, I'm done.
Vera's crying. She's sitting there laughing.
And
This is perfect.
he kind of looks at it and he's like, that is wonderful and amazing. I can feel the animosity and the bitterness. I can feel the resentment. I can feel the antagonism. It's amazing. It's perfect. May I have it?
What bitterness are you talking about? This is a happy day. You walk over and start petting the picture, like, oh!
Wait.
I just turned to Vera. Here we go again, V. Oh, yeah.
Look, okay, all right. And she just pats you on your shoulder, like, it's okay.
You finish your art first.
Yes, true. You may want my masterpiece to adorn your walls. We could trade. But first, yes, you're right. But mine is not going to be a painting. I'm choosing music.
Oh no.
Are you ready?
I am ready.
He kind of reaches one arm into his the thing. He pulls out a conductor's baton.
Oh no.
And he steps forward and he puts out his hands. He raises his hands up and he goes, shh, shh, shh. And then he points at one of the figures tied to the post. And the head snaps up and he goes, tell my wife I'm okay. Tell her I'll be home soon.
I would like to shift my hearing to whatever basically gives me no hearing, so I can't hear the music, because it'll prevent a reaction.
You can't. That's just plugging your ears. You can't remove your hearing with the gift. You can only enhance
I
it.
shift to have no fucking ears anymore. I would like to redact my ear.
I would like to shift mid-transformation, so there's just stuff all over where the ears would normally be. Like, just do mid-shift.
Oh my god.
But anyway, and he's like, and as the guy's the body, she's like, his head snaps up, and he's like, first we start with the opening, and the guy says, I'll be home, it's okay, I'll be home, it's okay, I'll be home, and then he goes, and then you bring in the chorus, and two other bodies snap up. Is my boy, he's 9. My boy, he's 9. My boy, he's 9. And then another head snaps up and he says, I never told my parents. I never told my parents. I never told my parents. And another head snaps up and he says, and then you bring in the main. And the voice snaps up and says, I enjoyed what I did, and I deserved this. And he keeps on adding more voices. And each
Emmer's
one
is just like stone faced. Just
do you think you could be stone faced?
Honestly,
Make me-
Pandora's still mad about the She still hasn't gotten over that.
Do me a favor, make me a willpower check.
Okay.
Sarah's also trying.
Number of
What
dice
kind?
in willpower.
what is
And
the
the DC is going to be. Oh wait, let me do this. Hang on a second. I will determine. I'm going to roll it against the DC 7, and I'm rolling his check versus it. 2, 4, 6. So it's both versus the DC 7.
I need 3 successes.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay, so
3
I'm rolling-
successes to not have a reaction.
So I'm rolling all of my willpower dice.
Yes.
Correct?
You're
So
not.
we all
It
do
doesn't. It doesn't burn them. If you want to have no reaction, then you need to make the willpower roll.
So I need to roll 7 dice.
Yes. And your target number is a 7.
Okay.
He didn't do a good roll, so he only got.
Wait, is this
3
for
successes.
everybody?
Yeah, if you want to stop yourself from having a reaction, then yes.
I didn't outright fail, but I didn't get any 7s either.
Okay, let me roll.
So the reaction thing doesn't apply to me, correct? Or is it? It said the audience. I'm technically not the audience.
You're
Yeah,
not
but
the
I'm
audience.
participating.
Yeah.
So I'm good. I'm immune to the. We're good.
What?
Well, you're not immune. It doesn't matter if you react.
It doesn't matter. She's just horrified. She is horrified.
7 10s.
Then yeah, I am disgusted.
Okay.
Did you roll already? Did Pandora? Did you roll?
I'm having a problem. Oh, I got 4 successes.
Ooh.
We both got 4.
Yes, fuck you.
We are equally entranced by the chair.
You got 5?
Yeah, so no, I'm like just like kind of glancing over it, like that's gonna change what it's like, what the painting looks like. Just
Trying to glance over the painting, just keeping focus on that.
Yeah, there I got 5 successes.
You know
What have you
I
been?
didn't roll well.
Hang on a second. M, just gonna
Ray?
pause this. Yes.
I'm just gonna walk over, and then quietly where Pandora and M can hear, I'm just gonna say so that the two of them can hear it. I get the painting when we leave here. That's my
So he stops.
how about you keep the painting and then you leave my fucking chair alone?
And he stops, and all the voices go silent, and he looks at all of you, and he says, "Oh, I'm sad. It was a good work." It's like, not a receptive audience, but fair is fair. She just says, "You may keep her."
We were going to keep her anyway.
I'm confused why you would want me.
Because you have.
So am I.
Just glance at the door.
You have the. Oh shit! I totally forgot something. I am very sorry, ladies and gentlemen. And I hate to interrupt the scene, but we forgot to do the drawing.
What is
You did.
getting to do giveaways?
I forget all the time, so
That timing was pretty funny though.
that was
It
pretty.
wasn't
Because you have. Oh, by the way.
There should be a new mini game. The person that reminds Ray that we forgot to do the giveaway gets some
Right.
other kind of minor giveaway.
Get some of mine giveaway. All right. All right. Come on, machine, work. There we go. All right, ready? There's a draw. Yes, there is a draw. And we're going to draw now for a mini.
Woo!
To remind you what mini we're drawing for, it looks like this. Did it come up? It came up. It's in honor of Halloween. It is called a Vampire Miasma. And here we go.
Vampire miasma. Ooh.
So type in exclamation point raffle into chat to be entered to win. Remember, everyone is eligible to win, and we just lost Ivy again. So type in $raffle to be entered to win, and you'll be entered to win the mini that we're giving
$sign
now.
or exclamation?
Sorry, exclamation point raffle. There we go. There we go. There we go.
Okay, hold on. Exclamation point raffle. Awesome.
What were you trying to type into chat, Em? That you were.
Oh, I hate this. I hate this. It was all in caps. It was all in caps. And Streamlabs was like, no.
Yeah, I know. I saw that, and I was like, Streamlabs got mad at you.
It got angry.
Actually, I think I was Nightbot. But either way. All right, so has everyone typed it in? Who's in chat? All right. Giving Ivy a moment to come back, and so I can fix her camera again. There she is.
I'm going to scream.
Are you going to re-screen?
I'm going to raid.
I am sorry that you're raging.
I'm going to rage. It's fine. I have nothing else open. I don't understand what it's doing. I'm going to fight my computer.
Well, I don't know. I don't know if it's you're fighting the computer or the computer's fighting you at this point.
I think it's a little bit of both. I think.
But I think we can just say pretty much that it's winning.
Apparently, Bear is the one with the tech issues today.
All right, there we go. All right, so I'm taking the off screen. I think everyone's in. Drum roll. We are going to draw for the winner as soon as it is. Closing entries. Picking the winner. Fountain Pen Femme.
Hey!
Hello, Milagro.
Dun dun dun.
I win. I win.
And
That's what I
Fountain.
deserve.
Tell them what he's won, Jim.
Tonight you have won this incredibly gorgeous, incredibly amazing mini. I actually have it. I have the print sitting right here. It has all the little sprues on it from being printed still. But to give you an idea, this is the base. That's the size of the base, and
Yeah,
my hands are huge. And this is the actual vampire bat portion of it.
Nice.
That's a big old mini.
Milagros, I know you have the experience in minis. Do you want me to trim all the little base stuff off of it for you?
Yeah, I'm not gonna know how to do that.
You might even buy paints and stuff and paint it up if you want to.
Yeah.
Or make
I
your
could
sister
probably
do
give
it.
it to my sister.
I was going to say, or make your sister do it.
She used to make like tiny itty bitty little clay charms because she can see stuff that's like really really small.
Mm-hmm. There
So
you
She
go.
can paint it. If I can barely thread a needle, I would ruin it.
Well, congratulations on winning, Milagros. And remember, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to do this at the break of every single show from this point onward. I have a large catalog of minis, and I'm going to be printing them out and giving them away every day, every show from this point on until I get bored or my printer breaks.
Or both.
Yes. But anyway.
Yes, now back to our Lissandra.
Yes.
Why was the Lissandra?
I would say hello.
Hello?
Hello?
So you ask him why you?
Yeah.
He
Like,
says,
why?
because you come from the line. Don't you know where you come from? Who's
Do you know where you come
who's
from,
your
B?
father?
What about him?
Well, you know where you come from then.
What about him? She doesn't answer. She just wants to know what about him.
She's like, your line has, and he kind of like sits back and he holds up his arms, and his arms like as he holds them up, his arms slip free of the things, and you can see that there is cuts, open wounds, slices all up and down his arms, and they look like they've just been torn open. They're just like gashes like he's
Those are
ripping
gonna
himself.
Those are gonna go septic.
And as
not
he
good.
looks, insects, bugs, maggots, all kinds of things again coming out of the wounds and crawling across his skin.
They've already gone.
And he says he has the taint of the old ones, and he passed it to you.
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
Old ones? As in great old ones?
Well, as you would understand it as a concept with your small diminutive mind, yes.
Small and diminutive.
Yeah, you small.
Every.
You can't comprehend. Or wait, do you want to comprehend? I can help you.
I don't want your help. I don't want your help. I do not.
Well,
Put
no.
those fingers away.
Sorry, no. It would not be. No. Do not. It would not be my help. It would be their help. You would be accepting
worse.
their help.
I don't want their help either.
That's
Thanks.
worse. I
That's
hate
that's,
that.
that's far worse. I don't
Also,
want
we
that.
never negotiated what I get when I win.
I know that was a very bad faux pas on your part. He kind of turns away.
You know, he has a point. Anyways.
All right.
So,
All right. I see how it is. All right.
He
so
says,
you're
How it is.
telling me.
but no matter how much I want to bring another into the fold, you, and he points back at you, Vera, and he says, your blood is now ancient, corrupted, born in darkness, raised in darkness, developed of sin.
Okay.
Everything that is needed to power the ending of the light.
You think you know the dark.
Thank you.
I only saw the light when I was a man. And when I did, it was only blind.
He says,
I'm sorry. Did I squash on your moment? Whatever you are.
he says,
I'm sorry.
Right.
he kind of looks at you and he says, I don't get it.
What? I don't get it either.
Rose,
We never showed that, maybe. Wait, did we never?
He kind of looks at you, Rose, and goes, yeah, right? I don't get it.
Right.
we're having a movie marathon when this is all
I was
over.
gonna say, did we not watch that yet?
I don't think
I
we've
thought
watched
we
it with
had.
her.
Okay. Oh.
I
Not
know
with-
what
not with her.
movies are. I know what
No,
movies
this
are.
particular movie.
This is a particular
Anyways,
movie that this is.
Okay.
We'll get back. Table that for later.
Back to this
Okay.
for a second. I'm not interested.
He does
I
not
don't
consent.
understand.
He does not consent. What? How hard is this to
What?
get?
Wait, what part do you not understand? I'm confused.
What does the interest of the fuel have to do with the driving of the vehicle?
I had a feeling this was what they were getting at, V. They want to use you.
Yeah,
for,
I
yeah.
get it.
Yeah.
Well, they can't. 'cause
But
I
you
won.
should want this too. Doesn't your blood call to the shadow? Doesn't your kind wish for eternal night so they may walk freely?
She's gonna kind of gesture to him. This is not what I want.
Oh, you don't get this. This is beyond
Good,
your
because I would
capabilities.
Oh, right, of course. I'm fairly capable.
Also,
Thank
also,
you.
there's the bugs and the maggots. And
Right,
the
right.
worms
Kind of
and things.
gross, right?
Guys,
He
give me
totally
a
failed the
second.
vibe check, dude.
I'm getting really
Turn
weirded
off.
out by the bugs. I'm getting really weirded out by the bugs.
Very oogie
Can-
boogie, you know. Oh, we should watch that movie too.
Yes, that's a great movie to watch. It is that
Oogie
time.
boogie?
It's,
What was
Yeah.
that?
it's like a spoopy villain.
It's
You'll
spoopy.
like it. You'll like it.
Okay.
Yeah. You're joking. You're joking. It's good.
It's great. It's really good. You're gonna love it.
Oh.
Right.
Is it
Alright.
on
Not
the? Is it on
interested.
the? What is it?
So
called?
he says,
The,
this is all well and good. And I thank you all so much. After having been locked away for so long, it is good to be able to converse with anyone, let alone this incredibly diverse group. I cannot even begin to let you understand how it sparks a love of what I know to be the future for all of us.
And what future is that?
If it's bug related, we're not interested. Like,
To do with the old ones coming back, definitely anti that.
yeah, that's also not great.
Not great at all. No.
It says, well, that's perfectly fine. It
Is
doesn't really matter.
Great.
If you had a choice, then you would have used it to go back out of here before the gate shut.
What? The what?
The gate to my realm.
Like the
Uh-huh.
oh, not like the door upstairs.
Not an actual door, but a magical door.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, no, that's not my
Metaphysical
thing. I
door.
don't know what that is.
It says,
Just talk to me. I'm right
Just
here.
talk. Right, now is not the time for this.
Not
We
my
are-
thing.
he says, so this is the way this will play out.
Don't do magical doors.
He says, this is the way this will play out. Either we can come to a small agreement in order to alleviate all the normal proceedings after this, or we can just skip to the normal proceedings.
And what would you gauge as normal proceedings? Pray tell.
Roar, bang, crash, all the normal stuff, in which you discover that you're in a horizon realm and I literally control the reality.
Wow, you made that really simple and easy for us. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Or the rest of you all get to leave the horizon realm. And I get what I need. And I'm not going to, well, already dead, but I'm not going to end her. She is far too precious.
I don't think that's an option.
I don't think that's not
Well, no, it actually is an option.
What's
What
a
you're saying is
horizon
you don't want to consider it.
That sounds about
Oh,
right.
yeah, that makes sense.
Who did you ask that of, Pandora?
I'm just asking the room at large. But if you're responsive, I'm gonna ask through the text.
What was the question? I missed the question.
Pandora asked, what is a horizon realm?
Like, what the fuck?
It's a realm created by mages in which usually they will go to retire and live, or basically to once they get too powerful, they go and they create their own reality. It's a whole thing.
So we're in like Mage, Florida.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
He says,
What?
I don't really like that.
he says,
that
except
term,
for
but
the
it's
fact
apt in
that
this
it,
case.
it says, except for the fact that Mage Florida doesn't allow things to like this. And he just moves his hands, and you guys are inside a large, fleshy area. There is mucus and stuff just dripping from the ceiling. The ceiling is now undulating in a bright pink. The floor is rippling, and it looks like it's made of exposed muscle tissue. And as you step, it kind of flexes underneath you and adjusts to your feet.
Fun.
I hate it here.
And
As well, you should.
Why did I move to Seattle?
I'm asking myself that same question now.
We should look at
Okay, hey,
maybe a sister shop somewhere else. More
Ravenna,
warmer.
Because you have bad taste.
New Orleans is
You're
always
also
nice this time
here.
of year.
Hi. Hi. Hello.
Yes, yes.
We're on a bit of a time crunch.
Right, right.
That's true. So, yeah. Yeah. this isn't cool.
Wait,
And
can I say what I get for when I win? Can I now say what I get?
I don't think you
The
can.
contest is over.
are you
I
still
don't
on that?
care. I don't care. I should get something for winning. If
I
not,
don't
I'm gonna be really petty about it.
You really don't want to argue with her. She's one of the she. It's kind of pointless.
I'm. You don't think I know what each one of you are?
Oh, I'm
No.
sure.
He's just no. She's gonna risk it. She's gonna lean right up to him. Lean right up to him.
Oh my god.
I want my prize. Give it. Let me have it.
He smiles, gets bigger and bigger, and he says, "Very well.
So you want to know what it is?
Dexterity plus roll a d10 plus your dex. Everybody.
Oh, everything? Oh,
fuck.
shit. Oh,
Oh,
here we go.
is this our
Rosalie's
prize?
an idiot.
Oh, this is our
Rosaline's an
prize.
idiot. I love her, but
Oh my
good
God.
D10
lord.
plus
Your
our dex.
Our dex?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, good.
Is it
Plus
is
3.
it
What's
initiative, Ray?
difficulty?
Yes, it is.
Oh fuck.
Dex plus wits.
Hmm? No, it's a d10. Is it dex plus wits is what you add to it?
It's yeah, Dex plus wits.
Oh, cool. I
Okay.
get another.
Oh,
Two
that's
dice.
nice. That's better.
Fuck, hold on.
You're not rolling that many dice. You're rolling a d10,
It's 1d10.
and you're rolling the number of dots you have in dex plus the number of dots you have in wits. So,
Okay.
like, if you had two in dex and 3 in wits, you'd add 5 to the roll.
Oh, gotcha.
Okay, I already got it.
Okay, hang on one second. I forgot to bring up a page so I can keep track of it.
Oh god.
Okay.
Like heart attack. Just
Rosaline just trying her best.
You want your prize, damn it.
Yeah. I'm gonna be real petty about it. And
Yeah,
know
you
what-
are.
You know what she was gonna say? You
Four
know what she was gonna
successes.
say? You know what she's gonna say? Just die. Just die. That would be like,
Was that your prize? Just die?
just die.
I had,
Just
I, had,
die.
perish.
I had a feeling. I had a real good feeling that that's what you were gonna say, and I'm here for it.
perish.
All right.
You perish.
So, Rose, what'd you get?
A 9.
Emery's, what'd you get?
14 total.
Jesus Christ.
Oh yeah, you still have that shield.
Oh
stuff.
wait. Are we
Yeah.
adding up the total or?
You're rolling a d10, and then
Yeah.
take the number of dots you have in dex and wits. And so, like, however many dots you have, that's the number you add to the d10.
So yeah, you add that to your roll because you're rolling 1d10,
Oh.
adding those dots as a number to your roll.
Yeah.
So Vera, what'd you
Instructions
get?
run clear. Got my dick stuck in a ceiling fan. Hold on.
I have to remember that for later. I love that.
Vera, what'd you get?
A 9 as well.
9, gotcha. Pandora, you're still doing
I got a
yours.
12.
12? Perfect. Mark, what'd you get?
Wait, what did everybody who's already sounded off get?
Everyone but Mark.
Yeah, no, like what did you get? I'm writing it down.
9.
Is Jonathan
14.
frozen?
9, 14.
Oh, no, he's still rolling.
No. Did you say my name? I didn't hear you.
Yeah, I said Mark.
I got a 16.
16.
All
I'm
right.
sorry.
Rose, what did you get?
Okay, so anyway, Rose
I
got
might
a
have
Rose got a
frozen
nine.
audio.
Rose got a 9. Emery's got a 14. Avira got a 9. Mark got a 16,
Mhm.
and then the big bag got a 10.
Okay.
All right. So Mark, you are going absolutely first. What are you doing?
Did he do something to trigger initiative? Like,
He is lunging forward at
Rose. Oh no.
Rose.
Oh no.
His hands are up in front of him. Like I said, he
He's-
never really
he's
moves
lunging
in,
at-
so he's like lunging forward at Rose.
okay, you know what? Question, Ray.
Mm-hmm.
Is he lunging forcefully enough that if Rose isn't there, it might be problematic for him?
Probably not. He doesn't look like he's lunging to strike.
Oh,
Okay.
No, I do not want to be touched by this man.
I was
No.
about to say, he's about to touch you.
All right. Ray, I will like to spend 1 rage for 1 extra action.
Mm-hmm.
One of my actions is to move Rose out of the way, and then I'm going to trip him.
Okay, so I need you to make me a strength plus athletics roll to move Rose. And that's going to be your action, the first action. And it's going to be resist. It's not. Rose can choose not to resist, so that makes it a base DC of 5. I'm assuming, Rose, once you feel someone else grab you, 5. And I'm assuming, Rose, that when you feel someone grab you, you don't resist if it's not the guy in front of you. M.
All right, so 4 to get Rose out of the way.
Gotcha. I was assuming Rose doesn't resist.
No.
Okay.
Absolutely not.
All right. So you grab Rose and you move her. I'm assuming you just like kind of set her aside out of the way.
Yeah, you know what? Instead of just tripping him, let's just give him a small cut on his Achilles tendon.
Ooh.
That's a called shot, which raises...
the claws are good. They do stuff.
Yeah, that's a called shot. It raises difficulty significantly. Especially because his Achilles, his feet are still on the ground and you're standing upright. So go ahead and make your roll. It's going to be brawl, Dex plus brawl.
Okay.
Difficulty is a 9.
I will be spending 1 point of willpower on this to get an auto success before I roll. Which is probably good, because that gives me 1 single success.
That's all you need. Now, your damage is you have your dice for your claws plus your strength. What do the claws give you? 1 or 2 dice?
I'm looking right now.
I think it's 2.
Strength plus 1.
Strength plus 1? Okay.
Yeah.
Now, when you pop them and you're in other forms, are they still ag?
They're still ag, yeah. So he's going to have a hard time soaking it unless he's got something special going on.
I know. Go ahead. Go for it.
I just have to keep changing the difficulty in the roller.
Yeah.
It is 3 successes.
3 successes. So you come flying in, you grab M, you spin around, and in the same motion that, or M, Rose, around, you grab her, you spin in a circle, you put her down, and in the same motion you continue the circle, turn it almost into a forward roll, come up and you just rake your claws across the back of his calf and leg. You know you scored the hit. It's not exactly the perfect, but you know you got where you wanted the claws to be. As your claws flip out and rake across, flames whip out around the back of his leg, and there's some kind of resistance, and you feel as if you're raking your claws down a stone surface.
Interesting.
And there is a visible effect of red flames, and you smell sulfur.
Oh, I don't like this.
Do I have any idea if I actually dug into him or if I just like raked across something protective?
You raked across something protective, but you know that you did damage to whatever you raked across. Like you could feel there was resistance and your claws were tearing into it. But your claws basically didn't reach even his clothes. They ripped into something else. That's not visible.
Well, I softened him up for whoever comes next.
Alright. So after Mark comes Emery's.
It's me. I will whip out my my lightning rod, and in that same motion, oh jeez, I just knocked something off. I am going to cast Call Lightning through my rod, and I wanna hit him.
And you have 3 dice loaded into the rod. Are you using any of them?
I am using all of them.
All right,
Get him.
I'm trying to end this fool.
So you've got an arete of 6, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have 3 extra dice that you're pulling from the rod, so that's 9 dice for your pool. The difficulty on this is going to be, since you're calling lightning on him, specific target, it's going to be a 7. But
7?
Yeah, but are you going to spend anything to lower the difficulty, as in quintessence, or are you going to spend any willpower for auto successes? You spend 1 quintessence to lower the difficulty by a point. You can spend up to 3 that way. And
Okay.
you can spend, like I said, 1 willpower for an auto success if you like. And you can do both.
I'm gonna go ahead and spend 3 quintessence,
Okay? So the difficulty goes down to a 4.
and then I am going to spend a willpower for an auto success.
And that is 1 success automatically, plus your difficulty is now 4.
All right.
Someone's pulling out all the stops.
I want him gone. So that's 1 success. That's a 4. That's a second 4. That's a third 4. That's a 7. That's a 9. And a 10.
Dang.
The other 3 are 2s.
No ones, though, right?
No ones.
Okay. So with the willpower, that should be 7 total successes. This is what I need you to do. Is there a base damage for the Call Lightning spell? For the rote?
I do not remember seeing that in the rote. I'm double checking that though. Double checking.
Hello, Train.
I love trains too.
There's a damage chart to spend your successes on.
Yeah, it does not. It does. Yeah, on the road itself, it does not give a damage. But I'll look at the damage chart here. 6 plus successes equal, or 6 plus successes, which I got 7, equal the damage equals the successes times 3.
Jesus God.
So, yeah, that sounds like 18 damage to me.
18. That's 18 damage. You call forth the lightning strike. It leaves the tip of your lightning rod. You feel the impact of your spent will and the arete flowing through you, the channeled quintessence to make it the more impactful. And instead of a bolt of lightning, it is just a lance of pure electrical energy. It is like a laser almost. It hits him square in the chest. There is a burning that you recognize as balefire. And it launches around him. It continues to grow as the lance stays in place, burning into him. The balefire begins to swirl in a circle, and the lightning lance goes through the balefire and hits him in the chest. And you see instantly what little clothing he's wearing is vaporized in that circular area. There is a huge burn forming in his chest. The skin blisters and pops. You can see that it burns through all the flesh quickly. It hits the bone, and the bone swelters and cracks. It burns through the bones in a moment, and it hits into, and you see the beating heart beneath as the lance hits the heart. And the heart itself begins to burn and ignite to the point where the main atrium explode under the pressure of the boiling blood. And he stands there through all of it, and he's he can't move. His arms are pinned out to the side, and he kind of stops and he looks down, and he kind of looks up, and he says, and he sits there and he reaches out a hand, and he goes like this, and then he falls back into the mud.
I think I'm gonna get sick after watching that.
Get sick over there.
And you are all now standing maybe 40 feet away from the path that came into this place.
Yeah.
You can see the lights from the hanging over there, and you can see that there are several of those brick pillars around, and leaning against the brick pillars, laying on the ground around the brick pillars, are all the bodies of the crew that were sent down here to originally kill him. They have all been murdered in different forms. Most of them look like they were savaged, and they are all just laying there. And laying on his back on the ground is a ancient looking man. He looks like he could be 90 years old. He is frail, disheveled. He has thinning gray hair hanging from his head. He is dressed in like the clothes from medical facility, like a dressing gown,
Yeah.
which has the huge hole burned in it. And he has the remains of an IV still taped to his arm. And he kind of is laying there, and he's convulsing, but there is a giant gaping hole in his chest, and he is obviously dead or dying.
I am going to walk up to him. I am going to unsheath my katana, which I have named Lucy.
Lucy,
Turning around. I don't
turning
wanna-
around.
And I am just going to coup de grace and separate his head from his shoulders.
So he is, as you walk up and raise the katana over your head, and you look down at him, looking up at you, you just see this look in his face. It is fear, confusion, terror,
Oh, no.
and you bring the blade down and you cut off his head. And the head kind of just rolls away and the light leaves the eyes.
And I, with what training I've had, just take out a handkerchief, clean the blade, throw the handkerchief down. No exceptions.
Oh, you had a handkerchief. I'm just gonna walk away back to my painting.
Yeah, Mart, you can have the painting. I don't care. Oh, is he dead? Is he?
Yeah,
Can I turn
he
around
does-
now?
His head.
I don't know if
Okay.
you want to look, but yeah, he's dead.
It's
By
not.
the way, Vera,
Please.
Yeah,
blood.
I know.
Fresh blood. Untainted blood.
Yep.
Willpower.
Yep.
Lots of blood.
Is
There's-
the
So
head-
you want me to roll? 7?
Yes. Difficulty is going to be an 8. It's a very stressful situation.
So you want
You
me to
may
roll
spend
7
1
willpower?
point to automatically avoid having to roll for a frenzy if you want to. But
Yeah,
you can
I'd
also
like
roll
to.
your willpower.
No, I'd like to. I think because she is trying to hold it together.
Yeah, there's basically carotid arteries that are pumping it in jets.
Correct.
As she does that, as that's happening, I will turn to her, my back to the body as she's looking at the body, put my hand on her shoulder. Sorry to do that in front of you. Sorry, so sorry.
So do I still need to roll if I'm stunning them?
No, if you spend the willpower, you do not need to roll.
No, she's just going to have a little bit of her top lip kind of pulled back in a snarl, almost baring her fangs just a little bit.
Oh yeah. And remember, the fangs are not always out.
Correct.
So
That's why
right
she's
now they're there.
Oh,
Right.
okay.
Nope. Then that's fine.
Sorry, and I will try and turn her away.
She'll kind of you're probably the one person she'll let move her. She's like, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine.
It's not. I'm sorry.
No. I would rather him be dead. It's fine.
Oh, so are we done? Did we do the job? Is it done?
I think we're done. We did what we came to do.
Oh, my
Eventually,
God.
Vero's face will kind of relax again.
All
I'm
right.
good. I'm good.
We're gonna leave here. We're gonna go to my place because it is the closest. Have a drink. We also still have to snoop through what's his face's phone because we have that.
Oh, that's right. We have a phone.
Yeah, we do have his phone, don't we?
You do have his phone.
Yeah,
Yeah, let's get the hell out of here.
I can get cleaned up. Damn,
Yeah.
we're good.
Yeah.
I'll have one arm around V, and I'll put the other arm around Penny. Let's.
Yeah. Vero will kind of reach around like this across and kind of put her hand on top.
You put one hand on V, you put one arm around Penny, and Penny kind of is looking at you with this odd look in her eyes. She says, "That was the first time I've ever seen you do anything like that."
It's not the first time I've had to, unfortunately, but
Don't make him mad.
I don't want to make that a habit.
they're having a bonding moment. Don't
Oh
interrupt.
shit.
She says.
Oh shit, bonding. Sorry.
Penny
and then
Penny
I will.
kind of looks over at Pandora and she says, "How many times have you done it?"
What, killed stuff? Because I don't do the whole like lightning.
Killed someone.
A couple times. It happens.
She looks at Vera and then she just turns away.
There's no eye contact. There is
Oh no!
looking
Is she
at
gonna
the
ask
ground.
everybody? Is she gonna ask everybody?
Yeah, there's
Yeah.
hard stare at the ground, not
Yeah.
looking at Penny at all.
Penny kind of looks at Mark and she says, "You?"
I try to avoid killing people as often as I can. I mean, Rosalind has killed far more people from fairy challenges than I've ever had to kill in my life.
No, I have never killed anyone.
And I say it with a straight face and the most convincing way I possibly can.
For the record, that was not the
And then,
question.
and
She
then I'm
asked,
going to look
like,
over at
how
Rosalind and
many.
say, "You
Oh,
don't
yeah.
have to tell her how many. I know it's a matter of pride and honor."
I haven't killed anyone.
And I'm going to look back at Penny and say, "As the fairies say, we haven't killed anyone."
Wink.
Wink.
Penny kind of.
I leaned over to Penny. Fairies don't say that. The fairies don't say that.
Very say that.
Penny kind of looks around and she's like, "How can you all be so flippant?"
I didn't kill anyone. I have never killed anyone.
That's why she didn't watch.
I will turn to. I will let go of the.
Yeah,
I'll
she'll
turn
kinda
to
pat your
Penny.
hand then.
And I will take her, like, both of her shoulders in my hands, like very gentle, like very fatherly. Because if I don't joke, if I don't, I will start screaming, and I don't know if I'll be able to stop.
My heart.
She kind of looks around at all and you says, "So this is what it's gonna be like."
Yeah.
I really hope it's not going to be that way for you, but I can't make you any promises. Being part of this community is a risk in and of itself.
What's... Okay. Can we go home? Or just go somewhere else?
Yes,
Going to my shop. Do you want to
we're
go
good.
paint for a while?
we're going to go drink.
Yeah.
I don't know if I want to drink, but I just don't want to be here.
That's fine. Let's go.
You want to be alone in the studio for a while?
No, I do not want to be alone.
Okay, I will. We can go in the studio. We'll
I-
paint.
I'll take her in like an embrace. I'll kiss the top of her head.
She really doesn't relax.
I know. And I will. Let's go.
She kind of just
And-
turns and starts walking. You notice she holsters the pistol she was holding with so much bravado when you came in.
And I will turn to Vera. By the void, I hope she never has to do that.
I know. Hey, I know. It's not an easy life you've chosen.
No.
But you're
Right.
working so hard to give her one herself. And she'll kind of gently pat your shoulder. You're doing the best you can.
Thanks, V.
By the way, Penny did start walking up
Mhm.
the path.
Rosalind's going after because she don't want to be down here much longer. She don't want none of this.
Let's get out of here and get drunk.
Yeah, I got some good whiskey in stock.
So, what about Pandora and Mark? Are you following?
I would like to bring the painting and the easel because I'll need something to display the painting on.
I love this so much.
The levels of petty.
I love it so
So
much.
Mark-
But then if you take the painting, then you have that
And-
image. You can
And
keep it.
I'm being very
Can I-
careful to make sure I don't smear the paint. Now that she said that you have to be careful with it, I'm gonna be very careful to make sure I don't smear it as I carry it. So it's like
You
painting in one
leave-
hand, easel under the arm.
Can you leave the chair alone now?
Are you asking me nicely if you can sit in my chair? because I let you sit in my chair when I'm not there. I've never made it an issue. Like you move my chair to the other side of the room, and I don't say anything. You complain about it, but I never do.
I will turn to,
They're sitting back
as
here
V and
arguing.
as V and I are walking towards the entrance. I will turn to Mark. It was her chair first. And we'll just keep going.
That's right. And he owns it. He owns the whole place. He said it's my chair now.
Rosalie looks over her shoulder. And like, the moment that fellow said, "Evoke the most emotion," I knew what would get her.
Like, looks at us.
Right, this right now is the moment when I have decided that I will be speaking to a cat spirit later today.
Okay. We will do downtime in the Emerald Sanctums character chat for chat for the general Discord. Oh my God! All right, it is past 10. Do we want to run until 10:30? You guys want to go and wrap it here?
I'm good to go. 20 more minutes or so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, cool. So you guys start heading up. You walk back up the path, go back up through the undercity, and you go back up into the basement of the building, out onto the street. I'm assuming that once you have cell phone signal, you instantly call for Alfred.
She needs a minute. Oh shoot! What was the password again?
Oh, Penny just walks up to you and takes the cell phone away.
She just went through this, the whole
Calls.
biometric thing. And
Yeah, come pick us up.
Why have we not
No,
had
she
people
still can't use the phone. Okay, yeah,
I
here.
don't know.
Why does it
I
just...
don't know.
That would be...
Thank you. No, did you hang up or did you not?
I hung up.
Oh, I was gonna say thank you, but I guess I'll thank Alfred.
You can thank him when he gets here.
In like 30 seconds, he's around the corner.
Hey, can we go
He
to
just comes.
McDonald's all the way back?
Are
Are
you-
McDonald's.
Are you hungry? Is there not food at the studio?
You know what? Sometimes you just need chicken nuggets after having a traumatic experience.
I put DoorDash on your phone.
Oh, okay, yeah,
We'll DoorDash.
Yeah, I still don't understand how the Dash-A-Door works, but we'll figure that out.
Oh my God.
She says,
Oh,
I just now that she said it, I want fries, and I hate this. I just go to I just walk to the corner and wait
so
for the car with V.
a few moments, Alfred comes pulling up. Everyone piles in.
Yep,
I guess we're getting McDonald's.
we're gonna Dash-A-Door it when we get back to the shop.
That's not.
So
DoorDash.
the DoorDasher will be there. Are you going to tell him to drop it off at the door or hand it off to Vera so she can get a snack?
Actually, she'll figure out it's slow texting. Hey Vera, I got you a snack.
Into the group text.
Got you a snack. She'll just text back, I have an affinity for redheads.
I
don't know if the Dash-A-Door
Can you send a driver with red hair?
No.
And Everest is like, she does have an affinity for redheads.
She really does have an affinity for redheads. Yeah.
And fire. But anyway.
Okay, look.
No, she's gonna say, "Hey, can you meet me at the loading dock at the back? Because there is a loading area." So, there you go. No one ain't gonna see it.
It's true.
You just turn off the security cameras for a few minutes, and there you're all fine.
So, as they're on the way, Alfred, I need you to turn off the cam things when we get into the store, towards the dock, the loading area.
This is, yes, miss.
Thank you.
Yes, miss. And then you pull it. You guys pull into the back. Everyone piles out, heads upstairs. Penny's like placed. Penny goes around to everybody and puts their order into your DoorDash and charges it to your card.
That's fine. She don't care.
All right. So, and after a few minutes, a delivery person shows up. Vera, do you pick up the delivery?
Yeah, I'll go pick up the delivery.
I'll pick up the delivery and pick up the delivery.
The delivery.
what are her disciplines? Let me see if I have the latest version of the
I
sheet.
don't
Oh
remember.
yeah, get it, I guess.
So
While Vera's getting it,
here's
Rosaline
Not
is
all of
getting
us can enjoy
alcohol
chicken
down.
nuggets, Pandora.
so Vera. Here's the thing: you don't have any.
I was
Oh, you have dominate. You have dominate. You have
I was
dominate.
I have dominate and yeah.
Yeah. And so let me look up the roll for dominate because you can basically
kind of
cloud their
dominate?
mind.
Yes.
The supernatural one.
I already see Pandora. Be more specific, please.
Not a very good nun.
None of it. You obviously don't have a lot of experience with nuns.
Yeah, you really don't.
I was about to say, there's a reason she's not a nun anymore.
I mean, that almost sounds like an invitation to demonstrate on Pandora.
I think
Oh, no.
Pandora
Never.
would not be okay with that.
Never.
Never, just never.
Never. Never.
Yeah. See, while all
fine.
that, Rosaline's just getting all the alcohol down. Be
That's
like,
fine.
all right.
Like I said, affinity for redheads. You're not my type.
Let's see.
Thank God.
Well, just so
Not a
much.
very good nun. No.
No.
It's okay.
There is a hydrate.
Oh, sorry.
I only
Hydrating
have
time.
coffee, and I don't have the stream pulled up.
Mutiny said, fries.
Fries.
Flies.
So you're going to need to make me a manipulation plus leadership roll
Okay.
for Mesmerize.
Okay.
The difficulty is going to be a 6.
So do I just need to roll a d10 and add those? Two?
No. You're going to roll
Or-
the number of... How many dots do you have in manipulate?
I know leadership is 2. Manipulate is. Where's manipulate?
It's up in social.
Is that what?
Oh, okay. Oh, 4.
So you're going to have 6 dice,
Okay.
60 10s. You're going to
Okay.
roll all those dice and you're going to tell me how many 6s you get and how many 1s you get. 6s are higher and how
Right.
many 1s you get.
Okay. So I need to roll 6. Okay, so 3 on the first one, 6 on the second one, 3 on the on the third one, 4 on the fourth one, 1 on the fifth one, and a 7 on the sixth one.
So you got 1 success.
Yeah.
All you're looking to do is feed a little. You're
Yeah,
pretty much
that's it.
full. You're just, kind of feeding a little bit.
It's
Yeah.
just a little snack.
And it's also
Fast food.
it's also because your beast was brought to the surface by all that blood earlier.
Yeah.
You have to do something
That's
to kind of assuage the beast, and
Yeah.
you have to vent, I guess you'd say. So with Mesmerize, you implant a suggestion. And basically the suggestion is that you want him to surrender and allow you to feed from him. As you can play it in any way you want to, but you are going to plant the thought that you being allowed to feed from him is not unusual, not weird, and he's not really going to
Right. That's
take
fine.
any real notice of it tomorrow
Yeah.
when he has a really bad hickey.
What's a little blood sucking between friends?
Or people who don't even know each other.
It's fine.
It's fine. It's fine. This is all fine. All right. Oh, stretch.
Yep, I already stretched.
You already stretched it. I was wondering what that was. Thank you very much, Mutiny. Oh, that felt good. All right.
Now the booze.
Huh?
And now the booze.
Now the booze. So you guys start breaking into the liquor cabinet.
Yep.
What are you going to do with the phone?
Oh yeah, Brisket still has it.
So, yeah, we really should figure out what we're doing with this phone.
I think after a
Hold
little
on,
while, Vera
I'll
will come back
handle
up,
that.
kind of like wiping her lip. Okay,
Hold
I'm
on.
good now.
I'll handle it. She's like,
I'll smirk in Vera's direction. V, did you play with your food again?
No, not this time.
All
It
right.
wasn't a redhead, so
It wasn't the redhead, it wasn't my type. And she'll kind of like plop down and throw up her legs over Emerus's leg, just like.
oh,
Penny kind of looks at you and he's like, "What are you gonna do when you're kind of immortal and your type ceases to exist because the redheaded gene is so recessive?"
Then I'll find a new type.
Oh, you can just do that? I thought it was some
I mean,
kind of like mystical thing or
No,
something.
no, like this is just a preference.
No, it's a preference.
Oh, like I like Thai food and he likes
Yeah,
Chinese, and we
exactly.
always argue,
Yeah.
and
Exactly.
even though everyone knows Thai food's better.
Exactly. Thai food is better.
Same,
Well,
same
I mean,
type.
While all this
same
is going on, Pandora's just like picking a bottle just straight up and just.
Wait, which bottle is this?
How much is Pandora downing?
You get 4 gulps.
All right, all right. I need you.
Is Pandora currently in human form? Right.
Yeah.
I'm gonna pick up a bottle and I'm gonna down one too, and then just put it down. But I'm not in human form, so I'm regenerating.
Okay, you know what?
Yeah, no, she's trying to get drunk. Like,
Okay.
Not, like
In that case,
not
I
even a
need you.
contest.
I need you to make me
This is a contest.
I need you to make me a stamina check, which just
Okay.
means you just roll the number of dice that you have in dots and stamina. The DC is a 5.
What, stamina check?
Yes,
Yeah.
it's in your physical and your traits at the top.
Okay.
Your attributes, I should say.
Okay, so roll that plus anything or just.
The
So
that
just
the number
roll
of
that
dots.
many-
Yeah,
the-
so I have 4.
So you roll 4d10, and tell me how many 5s you get or higher, and how many 1s you get.
Oh. 3 successes.
3 successes
And no ones.
Perfect.
Yeah.
You are absolutely intent on drinking yourself stupid. You down like 4 huge gulps out of this bottle of whiskey. You feel that wonderful warmth in your belly and going down your throat. And you feel nada else. So, and Mark, you're regenerating, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, Rosaline was gonna ask Brisket to unlock the phone.
Brisket comes up, and he pops out of nowhere, because that's what he does.
Yes,
And
my boy.
He kind of like he pulls out of his little pouch. He pulls the phone out. He kind of looks at you. He looks at the phone. He looks at you, and then he like turns his back to where you can't see the phone screen anymore.
I love
and he fiddles for a second. Then he turns around. And he holds it out to you, and it's unlocked.
Good boy, thank you. She hands it to Emrys. It's unlocked.
I will.
Emery's,
roll-
as she's handing it to you, you see Brisket's up on her shoulder, and he steals her other earring.
Oh my
Wait,
god.
Emrys can actually see him now.
Huh? Emery's, you enchanted Emery's with the armor. Until the armor
That's
effect goes
right.
away, he's enchanted.
Oh yeah, you can see my baby.
You've got a thing on.
He goes
your
like this.
shoulder.
That's Brisket.
You may want to check your jewelry.
Uh,
And I'm just gonna go.
no,
The
no,
earring goes sailing across from her shoulder and hits you in the forehead, Emery's.
Worth it.
Worth it.
Pierre just watches the earrings fly and like, okay.
No, Rosaline's like, that's just normal. That's normal. That's normal.
Okay.
This is an everyday thing. It's one of those things. I just gotta bribe him later.
And you
It's
just
fine.
let this happen.
Yes, because he does amazing things for me. Absolutely. Like
Okay.
unlocking that phone.
He's still sitting on her shoulder. He's glaring at you, Emery's, and he just sticks out his tongue.
Wait,
I stick mine back out at him.
I got a question. Can he eat a chicken nugget?
Yes,
looks
absolutely. He can.
Oh yeah,
Yes!
he's just
Give
getting a chicken
Brisket
nugget
a
up.
chicken nugget.
He's getting a chicken nugget for being a good
So
boy.
so Rose holds a chicken nugget up by her ear for some reason, and then suddenly the chicken nugget just disappears.
Pierce, watch the earring
not this
fly across the
shit
room.
again.
Watch Emrys stick out their tongue back and be like, you know what?
First Sunny,
She's
and now
got
the
a-
nuggets are disappearing.
She's got a creature on her shoulder. Apparently, I can see it right now, but it's
What
there.
what kind of creature?
I'm gonna believe you.
It looks like a platypus with fur,
Oh,
A platypus.
but
Is it
smaller.
cute? Is it cute?
It's very cute.
Brisket jumps down off of your shoulder, marches across to Emery's, and kicks you as hard as he can in the boot.
oh my
He
god.
does his best. He
Look,
does his best.
It's not my fault. That's
His
what-
hands are on what you approximate are his hips, and he is glaring up at you.
Oh my
I
god.
I take my container of fries and I extend them to him. Sorry.
He takes the container of fries. Everyone sees the container of fries disappear.
What the?
And he looks at you. He's holding the container of fries because like container of fries is half the size he is. So he's got his arm wrapped and holding the, and he goes like this. And then he turns around and he walks off.
It's like, look, I tried to make a peace offering. I
What
You
the?
gave me no fries. I'm so shocked.
I know. It's not.
It's very
I-
unlike you. Oh.
It's very unlike me. I was trying to make a peace offering. He took the whole thing. I just meant to take a couple.
I kind
Took
of
the whole damn thing.
Actually,
And
how drunk is Pandora at this point? Because all I can think
Nothing.
is Pandora is very drunk seeing all of that.
No, that's the thing. No, like she took 4
You-
gulps, but
You
like,
are
doesn't feel anything.
you are a very healthy, resolute young person
Yeah.
who is sometimes a werewolf, and so
Cool.
So she sees that shit. She sees the fucking fries just bouncing away, and is like,
nope, they disappear when Brisket takes them.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, she sees the
end.
fries disappear, and is like, fuck this.
That takes
No.
another hit.
Rosalie's looking through the window. They forgot my honey mustard sauce for my nuggets.
you'll be fine. Is there honey mustard sauce in your fridge?
Yes,
Is there?
I have honey mustard in my fridge.
You can just use that. Use that.
You see, Emery's. You see Brisket sitting behind the couch, and he has the honey mustard sauce opened up, and he's dipping his fries in it.
Oh my god.
At that point, I'm gonna see that. I'm gonna do my best to stifle a laugh, and I'm gonna go.
He's a good boy. He's a good boy. Penny, how are you doing? Do you need anything? Do you
she's
want
kind of sitting up on the couch. She's got her knees drawn up underneath her. She's taken off that long coat that she had, and she like kind of hung it on a peg on the wall, and then it broke the peg off the wall and fell down and made a big clattering noise. So she's drawn up the knees up underneath her, and she's kind of just like watching all of you, and she has this expression on her face. And when you come over and you ask her how she's doing, she's like, I don't know why it never dawned on me.
What?
Vera eats people.
Yeah, it's kind of their thing.
It's one way to put it, but yeah.
Pandora
Sorry.
Pandora
and Mark can turn into ferocious, destructive engines.
Yeah, it's kind of our thing. Well, my thing. He can try. But...
You and Sunny. Well, Sunny can throw fireballs, and you can make people do what you want, and you can make people not take injury. This is
Weird.
no. This is my normal.
Well, yes.
Yeah, also I do other things too, but it's one of those things I like to keep in my back pocket.
Yeah, like causing traffic accidents.
Okay, that was one time.
That was twice.
One...
That was
No,
twice.
Penny goes last week one time.
Yeah.
The week
no,
before
like, it's a
2 times.
serious
The week
problem.
before 2 times. The week
Really,
before
honestly,
that
it's a
one
serious
time.
problem. Like,
Yeah, apparently I'm not allowed to go to the grocery store anymore.
no.
Alfred does your shopping now. When security has to be called because 12 men are following you around the store incessantly and cannot be made to stop.
Yeah.
I can't help that.
Oh, sorry. 12 men and 4 women. I apologize.
I can't help it.
I just couldn't help with
can't
that.
help it.
She says, we know. She says, but what I'm saying is, since I was, what was it? Sorry, Sphinx, 15 you said?
Mm-hmm.
Since I was 15 years old, this has been my life. And even before that, I had my own abilities to deal with and the weird crap that came with that. I don't know what normal is.
Normal is an illusion, sweetheart.
Yeah.
But is it? I mean,
Yeah.
we're not the majority.
Normal is relative. There's not such a thing.
What about the millions of other people who don't experience this every day?
They have their own version of normal.
No, that's the thing. Is like normal's relative. What do you mean? Like if it's just not being in the majority, that's not normal. Like, do you mean the majority in the particular place that you are currently existing? Because even if I couldn't throw cars and shit and like bite arms off, I'd still not be normal. Like,
No, that's not what I'm talking about.
okay, then I'm misunderstanding. I apologize.
I'm talking about the fact.
They
That
don't
we're
know
all
we
part of the
exist.
supernatural community, that no one knows that we exist.
Oh, that
Yes.
thing.
Oh,
Okay,
that.
that's
Oh,
different.
that
Yeah.
part of it, right?
You never truly get used to that.
No.
At least I haven't.
If
I,
something happened to me,
Hmm.
a gross abuse of my power, a paradox backlash, and I exploded in the street, everyone around me would be able to rationalize what happened to me. A piano fell out of a fifth-story window and splattered me on the street. Something would happen.
Yes. Reality would warp around the event and cause the unawakened to see what they needed to see to make sense of it all.
And even in that aspect, I have to spend my power to be able to see Brisket. Or I have to ask Rose to let me see Brisket. So even in this aspect, there's things I can't see.
Same.
I know that Mark and Pandora have abilities that I don't know if I can mimic. I may be able to someday with with the abilities to cross between worlds, but I'm not there yet. But other people don't. Other people still wonder if God exists.
Jokes on them.
There are far more things to worry about right here on Earth than some invisible man.
Vera,
Confirm that one.
Vera, that whole conversation is way more nuanced.
Hmm.
I just maybe. I mean, maybe there's something to be said for being normal.
But again, that begs the question: what is normal?
I mean, I don't.
I
For
think
you right now, this
I
is
am the
normal.
least qualified person to answer that question right now.
I think
Hold
None
on.
of us are qualified to answer that question. I haven't been qualified to answer that question since I was 15.
Same.
18.
Yeah, but
I-
Vera, you're always 18 forever.
Yeah, right. She knows this still.
You know, I technically didn't go for normal for where I am. I gave up everything, so I didn't marry somebody I didn't want to marry. That's
So
just
she's
not
right
normal.
in pink glitter pen, by the way.
I that is not normal. You are expected to go in a political marriage.
She says, okay, I understand that, but before you even. You were a person before the other part of you woke up. You may have been a kid, you. Huh?
I was really young.
Yeah, but you were someone else. Now you're this amalgamation of the fairy and the person, and the person seems to have been repressed completely.
Person's still there.
But you spend all your time interacting with people like us. I mean, even your studio, I work here every day. I know that there is business dealings that happen, but in the end, it's not really your focus. This is not your. This is just the place you have to tie up the fact that you magically have gold, and you needed to launder it.
You launder money through this place?
Well,
It's a thing. Everybody knows
it's
it.
gold. You know,
Oh,
Damn.
But-
I can learn how to
You want to
make
learn how to
gold.
lift weights?
But here's the thing. I still get to teach people how to create art. I get to do what I want to do, and that's my normal. I don't enchant people on a daily basis. I don't. I create. I make art. I get to talk to people. That's yeah, I'm still living kind of a human life. Everybody has a bit of humanity in them, even if we seem as monsters. You're still human. There
I
is that
pat
piece of
I
you
pat
that is still
V's
there.
leg. You're my favorite monster.
She kind of says,
You're my favorite human.
Aw.
and she kind of looks over at you and Vera, and she says, I don't, I'm, I don't know what to say at this, because it makes sense for me because I'm here and living it. But every day when I go out for you, and she points at you, Rose. She says, when I go out for you and I go, down to FedEx or go over to the bank to put the deposit in, or when I am at school, or when I see all these people and they're fine and they're happy. I mean, they're living their lives. Not all of them always happy, but they don't. They have the things they have are so much smaller.
Are you wanting smaller?
I didn't think so.
Are you wanting normal? They're normal?
I don't know. I don't know what that is.
Are you asking if we're okay if you find out?
Maybe?
I don't know how easy that's going to be to accomplish. I'd have to call Tati LaRue. My Tati LaRue, my mentor. She taught me as I am teaching Penny.
Grandmama,
Yeah,
who looks as old as Vera.
yeah,
She looks really good.
she does.
But this is what I'm saying. You really think about things before you step forward. I have always told you this since you showed up here. Think things through before you do them. And also know everything you do has an action and a consequence. There will always be a consequence.
Yeah. Lesson 1.
Magic has a price.
Everything has a price. Don't you know that? Even I know that.
Well, she didn't know it before. She definitely knows it now. So
I think I knew it before. I just got a lot to think about.
I understand. If you want to talk about it more, we're here.
And she says, sorry, I didn't mean to bring everyone down. We're celebrating surviving, right?
yeah.
Yeah, you gotta talk
survived.
through stuff. You gotta talk through stuff.
Yeah. So this part of the process. I mean, you survived, so you can talk about this stuff.
Yeah. I guess so. And right as she says that, Sphinx, Emery's was holding the phone, right?
Yep.
The phone rings.
Oh, fuck.
I look at the phone and see if there's any caller ID.
Is there a ringtone or is it on silent?
It vibrates.
Damn it.
And so, yeah, so again, and on the thing it says, answer, it's my phone.
Oh, he knows we have it.
Of course he knows.
He knows.
The damn
Oh,
techno
and
mage.
I
Of
know
course he knows.
Oh,
What?
So, I see that you took care of,
Yes.
and that the situation is resolved accordingly.
Yep.
Says, Very well then. It says I will make arrangements on my end for the rest of the deal.
Good.
You want to spell that?
It says it'll cease to function after this call anyway.
Oh man.
Fantastic.
It says let's not run into each other again, shall we?
I mean, he came to
Pray
us.
that we don't.
Talk to your apprentice. She needs to be more discreet.
We've already had the conversation.
Have a good night.
Burn in hell.
Vera about falls over.
Period.
Right after that burn, she's gonna pour herself a glass of wine after that burn.
Vera about falls out. She's like,
So you guys, it is well after 10:30, and I think we can leave the rest of the evening's celebration of survival for the books. So you guys took down the Nefandi, although
yes.
man, Sphinx, you
Yes.
blew a lot on that roll. That was
Yeah.
That was good shit.
It was
I did
so
not expect
good.
that to go as well as it did.
now there's you know what, the only thing that saved you from really bad things happening was the fact that you were in a Horizon realm. Because remember,
Nice.
if you use that
That's
vulgar of magic in the
right.
real world, every success you generate is a roll to see what happens.
Collateral damage, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, you did awesome. Emery did awesome.
Yep.
It was so good.
It was pretty
That's
amazing.
good.
I pulled out like a Harry Dresden
Yeah, you
freaking
did.
Yep.
like
You
I
happy?
You need to work. You need to learn the Latin word for lightning.
I really do. Yeah.
But I had my devil went down to Georgia moment art style, you know.
Period.
Yeah, you did.
That was awesome.
Vera has questions now.
Oh yeah.
Vera just walked away with questions.
Thank you, Mutiny. I don't know what happened. I think their connection just went a little bad. They were saying they're having a hard time hearing you, Em. But I think the thing went out a little bit.
Also, I have to be a little quieter because our neighbors are sleeping and our walls are thin, and it's almost midnight. It's getting close to midnight
Yes,
here.
I know. I was getting wrapped up. So, thank you everyone who stuck around. Thank you so much for taking this little journey with us. We really appreciate it. Next week, we're going to continue the adventures here in the Emerald Sanctums as we try and explore some interesting situations that have been brought up by this evening and try and find out what the hell happened to Sunny.
Yeah.
Fuck was that?
So
He just
Yeah,
evaporated.
poor Sunny. I wonder what Sunny is doing right now. Poor Sunny.
she says through her fourth glass of wine.
y'all, Sunny didn't come back yet.
Emerus is drinking his like second glass of scotch. I'm sure she's fine. She's fine. She's fine.
And the narrator, as they all knew, Sunny was not fine.
They would soon learn that they were wrong.
And Sunny was not fine. Not fine at all.
Not fine at all.
No, totally. Rosalie's gonna get drunk and then paint while drunk. It's gonna be a fun night.
Oh dear.
Yeah.
And Mark's gonna like look through your studio for frames so he can frame his new painting.
Frame the new painting.
I mean,
And if I happen to find gold while I'm looking, that's not a bad thing either.
Oh my god.
you touch my gold. We're gonna have words.
So
Okay, well, if I know that, I'll make sure that I use a piece of cloth between my hand and the gold.
You're just an enjoy.
rules. We got some rules around here, like specific wording. So
No, wait,
does-
hold on. You're gonna have to deal with an Alfred.
an Alfred?
Alfred. If you touch my stuff, you gotta deal with Alfred.
Oh, okay.
Oh shit.
So next week, on Wednesday night, we're going to be playing Kingdoms of Mist, which is our D&D game campaign, which is getting along there, getting long in tooth. We're what, 23, 24 episodes in now.
Something like that, yeah.
So
Jeez.
we're coming
I
up on that
believe
on the
this is 24.
24. We're getting ready to come up on the half year mark.
Wow.
Yeah, this is 24.
So yeah, we're coming up on the half a year mark, man.
Wow.
We're doing this for
Let's
6.
go.
Yeah, and so we'll be doing another drawing at the break in the show for another mini. I think this time I'm going to pull back from the old school and bring. I subscribe to another place called Loot Studios. And they have another line that's all based on vampires, but it's more based on Strahd. And they actually have an incredibly gorgeous version of Strahd.
Of course they do. Of course they do.
Ooh,
That's the
bloody
vampire.
vampire time.
It's basically the vampire striding up some steps, is the steps of the base, and he's like striding up. And he's kind of just like got the chest thrown out forward, and his cloak is blowing out behind him.
Like
And it's-
Vampire Captain Jack.
Yes, absolutely.
Love that.
So I'll be
Here
getting
for it.
pictures up for that for tomorrow night. That'll be the giveaway tomorrow. Remember, you must be watching to win, and you must be part. So we'll do the contest again tomorrow, and hopefully everything will work, and we'll do it before break next time. But in the meantime, does anyone have any suggestions for rating?
I have no idea.
I have not looked at who's online.
ADH Adventures is on.
That's Hubby's
They
show.
are,
That's
yeah.
Hubby's. That's Hubby's group.
Do you want to go raid the Hubbies group?
Yes, let's
Yeah.
All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, again, thank you for being here. Please join us again at Dinner Game. We always save you a seat at the table. Please remember, when you're out in the real world, be careful, be safe, 6 feet. Wear a mask when you can, if you can, and please come back and join us tomorrow for Kingdoms of Mist, our D&D show, and come back and join us every single time we're on, so you can be part of the D&D family and join us at the table.
Yes.
So thank you all, and like I said, Strahd next week, and try and help us get to 1K on TikTok if you can. Give us a follow so we can give away that tower, and if you can, also go ahead and follow us on YouTube. We're going to give away a set of these books here when we hit 1,000, and on YouTube when we hit a 100. And don't forget, this is giving away when we hit 1,000 on TikTok, and we're already getting close to 800, so we're almost there. So we will see you all next time. We are going to go ahead and raid the ADH Adventures Network, and remember to tell them Dinner and a Game sent you. Show them some love. If you haven't followed them yet, give them a follow. They're amazing creators. Sphinx is over there, and we will talk to you guys later. Have a very good evening.
Night.
3, 1, bye. All right, we're raiding.
Nice.
Raid!
Oops.
I love how this turned out.
Come to raid!
Oh, I mean, when Sphinx spent all those points, I was like, oh, fuck, my BBAG is dead.
No, before that, the fucking the chair painting.
The chair
Oh, that was
painting
brilliant.
That was
That was
epic.
brilliant.
amazing.
That was so good. Thank you for that.
And there they are. Let me turn this down a little bit. All right, so let's stop